All right, hello everyone, and welcome to BrownieVAL Challengers. My name is Browntel, and I'll be the host for Group A. Today, in this round robin phase, we got some games going on in Group B already on the Kazaku Twitch channel. You should check that out if you want to see some game action all throughout the afternoon. Over here, we've got some great teams you already see on the top of your screen. The Pink Dogs will take on I Believe coming up in just a couple of minutes. First of all, I do want to explain how this tournament works. So as you can see over here, it's a round robin format. There's two groups of 3 teams, and the top 2 teams from each group will move on to the playoffs. We're doing the map bans right now for our first game coming up, and we have some great admins that are here to help out with that. The map pool is the same map pool that is being used in VCT, or at least in the competitive pool right now. So no breeze and no icebox. You can read a full rulebook on our website. !BrownieVAL. And when you look at the schedule over here, this is how the schedule is going to work out. Group B's games are still going right now. Blue Cheese Haters are taking on Sajesi over on twitch.tv/Kazo_team. But here in Group A, we got some wonderful teams here. It's the Pink Dogs, I Believe, and Croissant's Disciples. I think that you will really like watching these teams play. Alright, and we'll learn a little bit more about our wonderful sponsors and everyone else that has helped out throughout the day. But for now, I want to hand it over to our wonderful casters that are going to be casting. We have 4 casters actually today. We're going to introduce you to the first 2 casters right now. So let's go ahead and take a look. We got Rain and Lubu here. What's poppin', fellas?
I'm so excited to be here.
Jeez.
Likewise. Nice to be back.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yeah. Lubu.
And honestly, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, honestly, go ahead.
I was gonna get started on taking a look at these teams, but if you want to introduce Lubu.
Yeah. I just want to say real quick that Lubu has done this before in the previous BrownieVAL, so he has run back instead of run away. I like that. He is here. And then this is
There's
your
still
first...
time, right? There's still time. I can run away still, right? I think.
No, you can stay here, please.
Right.
And then Rain, it's your first time as well, so that's very cool.
On this channel, at least, yes.
Yes. Can't wait to see you 2 cast. Go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, well, I was about to say I'm really excited for the 2 teams that we have in line here, aren't you, Lubu?
Yeah, I was actually gonna say too that you look at these teams and you look at the roster breakdown for each one. The first lineup that we got going on right here, right between the 2 teams, and I'm seeing, because we have an access to the roster breakdown, and there's a lot of good variation here in terms of the ranks and whatnot. So I'm gonna be really curious to see how the higher ranks, how they're gonna pull their weight and just kind of lead the way for their teams and figure out what specific agents they want to run.
And I believe the team is the most diverse team that we have on the entire tournament. Their lowest ranking is a silver and their highest is an immortal. Ketsu is an immortal player, but so is Kevin on the Pink Dogs, the only 2 immortals that are participating in this tournament. I'm really excited to see if Kevin's going to be going up against Ketsu here.
Yeah, specifically on the 2 immortals too. I was actually, right before the stream started, I was looking at their trackers to sort of just get the breakdown on what specific agents, what specific roles that they like to run. And it seems with Kevin specifically, Reyna Jet, not too shocked, right? The duelist main, getting the high ADR and all of that, and just being the headshot machine that he is. And then for Ketsu as well, also rocking a bit of the duelist mains as well. The Jet, it seems to be his prior or the primary role that he likes to run with, and a little bit of Sky mixed in there and some Rays as well. So going to be interesting to see them go up in the head-to-head.
It is really important in this game to be super versatile with all the types of roles that this game has to offer, which honestly, I'm excited to see everyone play. I feel like everyone has their own way of really bringing in their strengths into each role that they play in. And I'm really, really excited to see how these 2 teams are able to really utilize that against each other.
Yeah, and I mean, specifically, if you want, Rain, we can go and theorize right now about what map do you think these 2 teams are going to be, end up picking for this game 1 here?
That is a good question. I'm an Ascent girl personally. I love the pink hue that is over it. So purely on aesthetics, I'm really hoping they pick Ascent. But if we really want an interesting game, I want to say they want to be brave. Go Breeze.
Well, I actually believe I think Breeze and Icebox are like the two maps that aren't actually available because of the format off of competitive.
I said if they
So
want to be brave.
if they want to be brave, yeah, that's true. That's true. But like myself, I'm looking at Pearl and Lotus because Lotus is the newest map, still to this in this current rotation and whatnot. And so with Lotus specifically, 3-site map, all the different comps that can potentially be run. You saw at least in VCT and the pro scene, a lot of pro teams now are running double controller, rocking the Viper Harbor, double wall. So it's going to be really interesting to see if one of these two teams, I'm hoping to see some double controller just to see the chaos and what can ensue from that.
Looks like you're looking forward to a really interesting game. And it looks like we actually do have a word in. The first map is going to be Bind, which is super duper exciting. Bind is the most recent map to get a makeover, a new location for those teleporters that are really throwing people off lately from what I've seen, not only in the competitive scene, but also in these little scenes, in unrated, your local death matches as well. It's crazy.
Oh no, absolutely, and even the change to the A site for Bind as well, because you have those boxes that are now used to be called triple, but one of the boxes, I guess, got blown in the wind or something, and then all of a sudden just fell down on its side.
It got knocked over. It
Got
looks more
knocked
like a
over,
Tetris
yeah.
piece now.
And then they added a garbage can in the back, so that defenders can stand on it and look down the A middle. So going to be interesting to see how teams decide to defend on the A site too, because A site's a lot more opened up for the attacking team to figure out what specific, if there's anything else they want to try to mix and match and run on that front. And then on the B side, you were talking about it too, about the changes. On the B side, you have that vent open on that wall towards the B elbow, and that can allow, if one of the teams, when one of the players wants to run raise, that raise nade, lob it right through the vent, covers the entire elbow side. It's going to be curious to see, because I believe Ketsu also has played a good amount of raise, so hoping to see if he'll actually decide to pick the raise instead.
I was just about to say, Raze is a really powerful agent on this map because not only does she cover a really wide variety in those really short spaces, she also can be really, really fast in getting into the site and getting right behind that enemy team. She could be the missing puzzle piece that could be vital to really getting into each and every one of these sites. Because let's be honest, it's really difficult to do something like that on this specific map.
Oh no, absolutely. And to piggyback off that too, is there a specific defender that you have, or sentinel, excuse me, that you actually have an affinity for on Bind specifically?
Me personally, I am a Sage girl, as everybody in my community knows, but I will be ashamed to admit that Killjoy is very, very powerful on this map. That lockdown covers the entire site on both ends, and her bot is perfect for these two sites. If they want to rotate fast, there's already somebody there watching, and her name is Killbot.
No, I absolutely agree. As everyone, if you're not aware, at the beginning of the episode, for episode 6 for this specific patch, Chamber used to be the dominant Sentinel pick, got a well-deserved nerf to the ground, and so because of that, now I believe Killjoy is probably by far the favorite Sentinel pick in terms of like the go-to. And then, but even then too, you also have Cypher as well. That specifically for Bind, there's a lot of trap lineups that you can do that enemy teams, on the attack can't necessarily just shoot. They have to waste util to try to get rid of those tripwires. So going to be interested to see if one of the two teams also decides to pick up the ciphers as well.
Mhm. And it looks like we are just about ready to get started, and I'm very goosebumps on my arm seeing Kevin there on the side of the defenders. He is deciding to hop in and join the Pink Dogs and trying to get this dub.
Yeah, so we are actually going to see that Immortal versus Immortal matchup that we are hoping for, right? Kevin versus Ketsu.
This
And
is going to be fun.
it's going to be a blood. I'm hoping for a bloodbath. I'm hoping for every single round, only one person left alive, and just complete chaos. Give me some action here.
I'm hoping for that 1v1 immortal. That's going to be the only time we're going to be able to see this in the tournament. So, rest of the team, do your job and die for your immortals.
Oh man. Well, as we get set up, you know, I'm gonna be. So you talk about how you like, you know, the Killjoy, the Sage, specifically for bind. What about initiators?
Oh, lately for me it's been Fade. The dogs
Fade, okay.
are my backup to everything. No matter where I am not picking any corners. I'm sending my dogs that way.
I agree too. I mean, the Fade dog alone just brings so much pressure. The ultimate too, if you could get that spike down post plant, a lot of places that Fade can just hide safely and just ulti in case the defenders try to defuse it. But looks like we're gonna actually get into agent select right now. And so 80 seconds left on the timer. And oh my god, look at that. Kevin immediately hovering the jet. No surprise there.
No surprise seeing the Immortal go straight for the Duelist, and it looks like Pepper is following in their lead with picking the Reyna. So our usual two Duelist comp, excuse me, and seeing Sky and Cypher, like you mentioned, excited to see him out here, but also Sage on the Surya, which I'm kind of surprised to see. Like I mentioned, Sage, while she is my girl, I think there are better Sentinel picks for this map.
Yeah, I mean, Killjoy, like you said, super. The lockdown alone brings so much pressure if you're a defender, and then just so much utility that you can use to get information on where the attackers are going to be hitting from. And so it is a little bit of a shock that it looks like we are going to get that Cypher versus Sage matchup. But Justin Fly also locking in the Astra too, so we're going to see a lot of util for the smokes, because it's going to be Brimstone versus Astra in this controller matchup.
I'm really excited to see Astra because she covers literally the entire map. She has it all in her fingertips. So she doesn't have to rely on a little iPad that can only have a limited range. She can just place those anywhere.
Choose your agent.
But with Brimstone, the ult is going to be the thing that I'm going to look at the most, because that is crucial in not only stopping a defuse, but also stopping a team from entering the site in general as well.
Yeah, and so one thing to note here too is you see for team, I believe, with 800 cherries on the Phoenix, they actually only got one flash for that team, and they're starting on the attack too. So with only one flash, it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to be able to work around that, because on the other side, right, you have the Sky with her flashes, and I'm gonna give Reyna sort of like a pseudo flash, because technically it's like the weird flash where it's like a surprise, but it's like not, yada yada. But crucial for both teams to figure out how they're gonna go play around those flashes, because either way, right, if you don't play around your flashes, you're gonna be entering into a wall of pain on either side.
That is definitely 100% true. You find out playing this game more and more that flashes are absolutely crucial. They can make or break the entire team comp. And as I say that, I actually just noticed that Ketsu also locked in Jet. So our two Immortals are Jet on Jet insta-locks, but one of them has their Pocket Sage on them. Not to reduce Surya to a Pocket Sage, but we kind of see the cliche here, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, even too, I mean, it's drag, right? Also, on the Sky has heals too, so both teams actually gonna have that heal factor going for them here. But with 35 seconds left in the buy phase, it looks like most of the teams most of the players are gonna be rocking that Ghost. I don't usually, you know, I kind of want to see my Jet. You know, if you're gonna pick the Jet and pick the Duelist and be that entry, like to see the Sheriff, but it looks like for both of the Jets here, gonna be just rocking the Ghost.
And it looks like for that, they are sacrificing the rest of their credit for their smoke, which I think is pretty smart, because that when you are on the pistol round, you do want to get that explosive start, which will set the mood for the rest of the game.
All right, well, with round one underway, you're gonna see, I believe, gonna be going for this B lawn push here. Pepper backing up and getting the info, getting that sound cue that, okay, we got a rush coming out here. Fade Eye coming out. Not actually spotting anyone just yet. See, same runner on the Cypher holding the angle in case, I believe, decides to push out. And there's a little bit of a lull here for, I believe. They're actually not full committing to the rush.
We only have one player on the other side. Everyone else is anticipating for them to just come in, but they don't really make eye contact until too
Yeah.
soon.
And Pepper makes first contact, only gets tagged. It's Drag though, finds Ketsu. Altsal gets the trade back onto same runner. So very quickly now, it's a 4v4. You see Kevin now deciding to rotate over. 800 cherries pops down Pepper. So 4v3, and team, I believe, have full control of the site.
And the other team here is stuck on the other side with the wall in the way. The remaining 3 players not really sure what to do other than breaking down the wall, which, while a good call, it's really running down their time.
Yeah, you actually see here, it looks like Justify is going to go in for that B elbow push, but Aya right here, able to get Justify with a nice little right click on the classic. The rest of the team's pushing out right now. Syria gets dragged. Kevin finds 2, but Syria picks up the second kill with a nice little head tap onto Kevin to end the round.
What a overlook from It's Drag. Surya just in front of their face and didn't even know it. She was hiding out in that corner and was waiting for the team to come in, and she finds 2 that way. Oh, what patience there.
Yeah, and you know what? Again, specifically for Bind 2, because that, I believe, won that first round, all of a sudden, now you see on the loadouts, 5 Spectres. 5 Spectres, and it looks like on the other side for team... Ooh, wait, no, yeah, they're not even going to be rocking. It's just Kevin on the Sheriff. They're just going to be
They're
full
really
saving.
relying on Kevin here.
But with team, I believe now, pushing out very quickly onto A site.
Wasting no time, absolutely. They said we waited enough on the pistol round. We have the high ground here, so we're just gonna get that plant down.
Yeah, you see Justify here for Pink Dogs, playing around the boxes on the A site, slow walk in, trying to hope to see if a member of team, I believe, will actually peek out and play maybe a little bit too aggro. But Ketsu finds the first kill. Ketsu actually finds 2, getting rid of Drag and Pepper both. So all of a sudden, all the flashes are down. 800 cherries follows that up with the Justin Fly. Aya finds same runner. Kevin gets the trade back on the cherries, but all of a sudden, 1v4, it's just Kevin, and Kevin will go down to his counterpart, Ketsu, with a nice little triple kill with that Spectre.
Really well played from that team. They said, hey, we got the better guns. We are going to get on this site now. Waste no time. They're the ones that have to wait on us. So we're just going to take it while we can and just wait out the rest of the time. I think that's the mood that we're going to see for the rest of the team.
Yeah, well, with 10 seconds left, heading into round 3, I believe you only lost 1 member on that round 2, so Econ's looking really, really good. It looks like they're just going to be adding on to the bonus here. 800 cherries who died last round. Going to be picking up the Bulldog here, as you see, I believe, going back towards the B site for this split take here.
Now, I believe does have a little bit of an advantage. They have 4 rifles on their side, so they're the ones with the better guns now. And you know what they say, it only takes 1 shot to the head to really make a difference. And with that Vandal in the hands of Kevin, we're going to see how he's going to make use of that.
Yeah, you're seeing a slow, an immediate rotate over from team the Pink Dogs, but look at, I believe, they're playing it slow, and they're already starting to rotate. You see 800 cherries kind of lurking here for his team and trying to get that info to see whether or not A site's been abandoned. It's Drag actually playing that lamps area here for the U-Haul, and I don't think 800 cherries. Oh, he looks, but it's Drag pulls out the flash and a little bit of a mistiming there. 800 cherries finds the first kill. Kevin finds Ketsu though. So it's a 4v4. Kevin getting flashed will go down as 800 cherries finds a second kill for the round.
Careful here.
Oh my gosh, we've all been there. We pull out our utility and that's when they finally decide to show up.
Yeah, and all of a sudden now it's a 1v2. It's just same runner left now for team Pink Dogs, and trying to put the cam out just to get a little bit of info to see where these last 2 remaining members for team I believe are at. And you see Aya over here playing just a cubby. Surya in the showers, completely fine. And it looks like same runner, just gonna pick up a Phantom, gonna save the gun.
I think that's a really good decision to make because his team were the ones that had the 4 Vandals on their side. If they're able to salvage 1, that's going to be good enough to go into this next round. Hopefully, actually, now that I look at their economy, it's looking a little bit rough, but he decides to drop that Phantom onto Pepper.
Yeah, good call, right? Give it to the Reyna. She can heal herself. Got, you know, the Phantom as well, so got a little bit of bite left in them as it looks like they're gonna have to do. Well, I mean, Same Runner actually bought a Spectre, so whether or not they're actually gonna commit to a full buy, we'll see. But 5 seconds left, I believe, complete control, and they're gonna be looking for an A split here to start the round. And Kevin gets immediately spotted up by that Fade Dog and will get suppressed for the moment. Justin Fly takes a couple of peek shots with that Sheriff, but will back up and give up some space as 800 Cherries had popped his Phoenix ultimate. Kevin, though, finds Ketsu. Altazar, though, gets the trade back onto Kevin. So very quickly now, it's once we see again, right? It's a 4v4, retake A.
Very well done trade there. You always have to depend on your teammates to really have your back in that situation. If they go down, you make sure they don't go down without a vengeance.
See Surya here for a team, I believe, just played on site, literally playing by the spike. Surya will find one. IF finds Drag. In the meantime, Pepper, though, gets the trade back onto Surya, so now it's a 3v2. Pepper, though, gets burned, and 800 Cherries will find Pepper. And then now it's just Sam Runner as the last man alive again, as Sam Runner will find Aya. But the Brimstone ultimate will actually find Sam Runner in the hookah, or sorry, excuse me, in the U-Haul. And so now I believe 4-0.
Oh man, what a rough start to the Pink Dogs. They're 4-0, but we've seen this type of comeback before. We've been in this type of comeback before, so hope is not done yet. The half is just barely starting, so we really shouldn't let these guys take any type of defeat.
Oh no, absolutely. Valorant is for sure a momentum game. Once you get that first round, keep building up that momentum, keep working it. Easily we can see a 7-5 or a 6-6 comeback here for Team Pink Dogs. But for Team, I believe, once again, they're going to be looking for the A push here. This time, though, it's just a straight push, and Kevin will actually find 800 Cherries to start the round. So good.
One duelist down.
Good entry down. Absolutely. First duelist down. And it really, I mean, we talked about this in the Agent Select. Phoenix is the only flash that they got. So in terms of this entry here, they don't have much ways to push him off. But Kevin bites off a little bit more than he can chew, trying to go for that second pick. And Altazar able to pick him off. But Justin Fly able to get the trade back onto Altazar. And so very quickly now it's 4v3. But if you look at Pink Dogs, Pepper and Sam Runner are actually still on B side. They're worried about a potential fake from Team Pink Dogs attacking this A site, but if you look at the map, it's just the 3 remaining members of Pink Dogs still going for this A site take.
Playing that, oh goodness,
Ooh.
Ketsu finding one when I'm trying to speak. Okay, man. But holding on to those sites while you still have the number advantage is a really good idea. But now that the 3 are just here against 1, they are starting to rotate in.
30 seconds left.
Absolutely, and you see right now though, 3v3. It looks like Sam Runner and Pepper have made their way over to this A site here as Aya holding the U-Haul will not find Sam Runner. Sam Runner gets the first kill on this retake. Surya though knows where Sam Runner is, but Sam Runner finds a nice little reaction to get the double kill. Ketsu finally gets the trade back, but Ketsu gets tagged on that dash out, and all of a sudden 2v1, and they know where Ketsu is, and Pepper with a nice little phantom headshot gets rid of Ketsu, and Team Pink Dogs find the first round.
Really well done by Pepper. That was quite the headshot. And what else do we expect from the Reyna? You need to depend on that Reyna to find those last few picks because she is the one that's going to rely on those kills in order to really find utility with her utility.
Yeah, and you know what? With a 1-4 quote-unquote disadvantage right now, if you look at actually the KDA across the entire board for both teams, it's actually really, really balanced for the most part. I don't see any player right now just sort of, standing out. Like, none of the Immortal players are, carrying the team on their backs or anything like that. It's very, very even across the board. But to begin round 6, you see Pepper with the hookah peek. Doesn't actually find Aya, and Aya, in response, will throw the Fade Eye, try to get the ping. We'll actually ping Pepper, but there's 3 members of Team Pink Dogs already holding onto this B side as the remaining members of Pink Dogs, you see Drag and Justin Fly, they're still holding the A, worried about a potential rotate.
Really bold of Brim here to just jump out.
Ooh. Yeah, and he gets punished for it as Pepper will find the headshot onto Altazar. And, ooh, yeah, but look, you see it now. The rotates are coming out for Team I Believe, and, oh, but look, it's Drag ready and waiting, but the Sage Wall actually prevents its Drag to peek, so instead, going to be using the Sky Dog to try to delay, but the spike gets planted regardless.
They're
Fade
playing
Eye
this
coming
really,
out.
really well. They're playing this so well, nice and slow.
Ooh, Ketsu with a nice little headshot on the drag. 800 Cherries finds a second kill on the Pepper, but Justin Fly and Same Runner get the trade backs on the Aya and 800 Cherries. Ketsu goes down to Same Runner, and Kevin will find Surya. And so, Team Pink Dogs getting that momentum now, make it 2-4.
They got that one win, and they went, we are running with this, and very well done by Kevin, bringing in all the firepower that is needed to secure this second round for them.
Super well done for Team Pink Dogs, able to get that punish down to make it a little bit more 2-4. And as you can see on the replay here, though, Ketsu was actually getting a couple of headshots too, but unfortunately at the end, you know, just getting a little bit of a head tap back in response.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
With 5
Excuse me, I
seconds
was
left.
drinking water.
No, you're good. With 5 seconds left, 2-4, and Rain, what do you think now? Because you see Pink Dogs are building a little bit of momentum. You think they're going to keep this going?
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, they are the most diverse team in the entire tournament. I expect nothing less, and showing up exactly why I think that.
Absolutely. Oh, but Surya gets the Sage Res onto 800 Cherries, showing that value. Same Runner, though, finds Ketsu on that initial entry, and they're not even the team, I believe they don't even look at Kevin. They don't even look at Kevin, so Kevin finds 2. And all of a sudden, Pink Dogs, 3-4.
They are catching up. What did I say? This is the most versatile group, and when you have a versatile group like this, everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses, and they know how to play them. So yeah, we can start off a little bit slow. We're not going to let that bring us down because we know each other. We're going to rely on each other, and we're going to bring this back. I love this type of team.
Yeah, and with 10 seconds left, for the first time, I believe, I think Pink Dogs, you know, they got a surplus in their economy, and for team, I believe they gotta be saving here. 4 sheriffs, a marshal, you know, light armor, and it looks like for team, I believe, they're showing presence on the A, but you see here for 800 Cherries, playing the lurk onto the B, maybe hoping to get one member of Team Pink Dogs to peek out aggressively and get punished for said aggression.
I love how they're playing slow when they have the disadvantage on the guns, because you really just want to try to find these picks and make the best out of this type of round. And the more guns you get down, the better the round is going to go next time.
Yeah, and there's shift walking up, and the crazy thing is for Team Pink Dogs, not a single member is actually peeking to get that info. You see Kevin, though, oh my god, 800 Cherries actually finds Kevin with the Marshall headshot. And Justin Fly tags Ketsu. So very quickly, 4v5, and Justin Fly finds 1. Justin Fly finds 2, but Aya finally gets the trade back on the Justin Fly. So very quickly, a 3v3 Fade Ultimate comes out and suppresses
really
all 3. Yeah, they suppress. It suppresses all 3 members of Pink Dog. So no audio for them for the time being, as Pepper will lead the charge. We'll go down to a nice little Sheriff headshot from Altazar. Drag will go down to Aya, and it's just Same Runner now in a 1v3. Gets tagged from Surya. And with only 51 health, doesn't look like Same Runner's gonna opt to save it. Gonna go for some frags, but Altazar with his second kill with that Sheriff. Nice little wallbang headshot. And I believe bring back a little bit of the momentum onto their side.
That was the best case scenario for I Believe. They got not only those many picks, but the round win, and their economy, while still a little bit shaky, is a lot better. But Pink Dogs, they still have a good amount of money on their side too. So this is gonna be a very, very even round. I'm so excited for this next round.
Same, and it looks like for Kevin, opting to just gonna be rocking the jet knives here, as you see, I Believe. It's going to be going for a split B take. Going to go back to the pistol round beginnings as Pepper and Same Runner for Team Pink Dogs holding down the B side as before. But Surya actually finds Kevin for the first pick. And look at Justin Fly also taking presence here and trying to push up to try to get the trade back. Won't be able to, though, as you see the, I Believe.
Yeah, Kevin was a little too far back there. Ooh.
Yeah, you see 800 Cherries holding for the peak and finds Same Runner. Gets tagged for a little bit, but gets that second kill for Team I Believe, as Pepper is the only one on site for Team Pink Dogs, as Ketsu will find Pepper very quickly now. A 2v5 as it's Dragon Justin Fly running over from the A site. They're being pushed off from the actual initial entry, and Aya with a nice little double kill to get rid of Drag and Justin Fly, and I believe 6-3.
Really, really well played by I Believe. They were just back to back kills. And I want to say Kevin did get a little bit greedy with his knives, but in that situation, what else is he supposed to do? He has to actually reach in for them. But with Surya just ready for him there, she was able to get that headshot no problem. You love to see it. Or I love to see it. I love seeing Sages win.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? With round 10 underway, you see, I believe, going to be going back towards the A main. So they're just swapping sides every other round just on what they take. Age of Cherries finds Justin Fly, and that's actually going to give him the Phoenix ultimate should he choose to. Ketsu finds Drag to follow up. Pepper gets spotted by the Fade Eye and will go down to Altazar. So every member of I Believe is right now feasting on these kills, and all of a sudden it's just a 2v5 as it's now just Kevin and Same Runner with Sheriffs and a Dream to try to get something out of this round.
Very, very familiar situation for them, and I'm really scared about this peak.
Yeah, Same Runner actually finds 800 carries. Oh, but Altazar finds the trade back on the Kevin, and Same Runner now trying to do his best Django impression, shooting the revolver, unable to get any more kills for the moment as all caught with the knife out. Ketsu finds the final kill on the Same Runner, and 7-3 now for Team I Believe.
Goodness, what a game this is turning out to be. We knew that it was going to be full of these exciting moments, but it always comes down to just one more player, one last bit of hope. And for I Believe, I really want to well, they're doing amazing, but for Pink Dogs, I really want to believe that they can bring this back. Like I said, they are the most diverse team on the roster, so I really want to keep watching them play.
Absolutely. Well, so something interesting too is Same Runner's the only member right now that has ultimate available for Team Pink Dogs, and I don't believe I've seen the Cypher ultimate yet, so hasn't been able to be given the opportunity to actually take advantage of that Cypher ultimate. But you see 800 trays already with the Phoenix ultimate, gonna pop it up and get that entry down, but we'll get caught by the Cypher tripwire. Actually, we'll probably get caught by two. Nope. Finds the second one, but Same Runner goes down to Ketsu after getting pinged from the Fade Eye, so I Believe full control of B site right now. As you see, the remaining members of Team Pink Dogs are waiting for one another before they want to opt for this retake. Ooh, and Pepper finds one with the headshot for Aya on the retake, so good start for Team Pink Dogs, but a little bit more work to be done. You see Justin Fly haven't gotten tagged, but Kevin finds one, finds two. Ooh, Kevin. And Justin Fly finds the third as Ketsu will find Kevin, but Pepper gets Ketsu. And a great retake for Team Pink Dogs makes it 4-7.
They got that dog in them. I was going to say that they really found themselves in a very familiar situation, just found in the CT area of this site, just nowhere to really go. I don't know how they were able to bring that back, but they did, and I want to see them bring that type of energy again for this last round and a half.
Yeah, it's the last round. You said if you look at what ultimates are available, Cypher ultimate still available. The Reyna ultimate is also available as well. For Team I Believe, you have the Jet Knives are going to be online, and the big one, the Brimstone ultimate. The Brimstone ultimate is available, and you see right here, Team I Believe to start the round, going to be looking towards a split A take here.
Get out of my way.
Judges in their hand. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, and you see Drag actually going to be peeking on the shower and will get punished for that. Biting a little bit more than they could chew as 800 Cherries finds the first pick. But look at Kevin playing close with the Judge. Gets spotted out. Doesn't actually punish anyone with that Judge. Will pick up the Vandal though.
Did he have
And
the Vandal ready?
Yeah, I think they had it. Did they? I think they had an extra Vandal buy.
My goodness.
Ready for that.
That's
but
what separates Immortals from the rest of us. They go in with the Judge and they're like, I'm gonna have a Vandal ready just in case.
Ooh, and Same Runner finds 800 Trays on this retake. Pepper follows it up with a kill on the Surya. But I don't believe they actually know that Altazar's in the showers, but the Cypher ultimate finally getting spotted. But they don't look towards showers, and all of a sudden Aya, Ketsu, and Altazar get 3 kills, and it's just Same Runner. It's just Same Runner. He's gonna get pushed out by the Brimstone ultimate, and Ketsu with a nice little, nice little shotgun kill to end the round. And 8-4 is your score, I Believe, over Team Pink Dogs.
Really, really good half from both of these teams. I'm honestly so proud of both of these teams. They are playing these rounds super duper well. It's honestly just a matter of how are we able to take this site and hold it, or how are we gonna take this site back, which in this back-to-back type of format, I'm loving I'm living for it. It's so exciting, it's so exhilarating, and that's what really makes this game so much fun.
Yeah, and another thing too that needs to be pointed out is for Team Pink Dogs, yes, they're down 4. Their team comp though, you look at the agent, roster that they've gone with, definitely more attacker sided too. So they're actually going to be playing to their favor entering the second half here. But Team Pink Dogs going to be pushing onto this A side relatively quickly. You see Kevin taking space. Kevin with the shorty kill onto Altazal. Doesn't even give him time to really react. Gets dinked from Altazal, but no cigars. 800 cherries, excuse me, is going to be pushing for this U-Haul. See Ketsu getting Justin Fly. 800 cherries getting the pick on the Kevin. Wants more. Will find 2. Can they find 3? Finds 3. Can 800 cherries get more? Can 800 cherries get more? 800 cherries gets a 4K to start the round.
Oh my gosh, my mic is butting out. Amazing 4K from 800 cherries. They showed them who is boss, who is king. That's what we love to see about Phoenix players. Just fiery, so in your face, and you hate it when it's not you.
Absolutely.
No, you hate it when it is you. I want Phoenix in my face.
And to start the round 2, right? The second half start, pistol round, you build up momentum, you see your duelist, popping off with a nice little 4K. Absolutely, now the momentum is on, it's continuing for Team I Believe, as you see Team Pink Dogs gonna be defaulting here for this save round. Well, I say save, but Pepper and Drag actually bought, so they're gonna try to make this, semi-competitive here, as you see Surya actually getting that Sage Wall up for that A main and denying any sort of initial push for Team Pink Dogs.
They are really just feeling out their opposing team, because after that 4K, I would be scared too. That was an incredible show of display.
And you see Aya peeking the hookah. Gets spotted. Pepper finds 800. Oh, yeah, and Aya though, but Aya gets the dink onto Pepper. Not for much damage. Okay, well there we go. Now Aya gets the kill onto Pepper, but it's just Aya caught in between a rock and a hard place, as Aya's stuck on the B. Man, you see the remaining members of Team I Believe are pushing on, and looks like Surya's debating taking the TP. And meanwhile, Ketsu finds Same Runner.
Nice.
Yeah, and Aya gets Kevin. Drag finds the trade back on the Ketsu, and ooh, Justin Fly with a nice little 1D. And all of a sudden, it's a 2. Oh my God, Justin Fly finds 2. Justin Fly finds 2, and it's a 1v2. And Aya, who was actually the initial defender, is the last one standing for Team I Believe. Oh, excuse me, Team Same Runner. Or I'm mixing up words here.
I got
me.
you. I got
Yeah.
you.
Oh, okay, and then Justin Fly gets a nice little triple kill for his troubles here, as now all of a sudden, Team I Believe down to a 9-5, still the lead, but that lead has gone down to 4 rounds now.
Yeah, and when it goes down to this type of threshold, anything is really possible, especially in the second half. So I really don't want to count out the Pink Dogs yet, because they can still make something happen. I believe, though, absolutely incredible display. I'm loving seeing Ketsu and Kevin go at it. Ketsu so far is showing up in the Jet diff, but let's see how long that's going to last. He's only 4 kills down.
Ooh, you look at look at Altazal here. Altazal taking space with Aya on this B main here, and it might pay off, as Kevin will get caught out and will go down to Altazal. Aya finds 2, but ooh, Drag finds a nice little double kill to get those trade backs, and very quickly, it's a 3v3.
And Ketsu still being patient on the A side. It looks like he's rotating, though. I'm not sure about that, because the teleporter is still in range of the other team, but it looks like it's going to pay off anyway.
Yeah, you see Drag going to be using that Skydog to get the info. The Concuss does actually get 800 cherries for the moment, but able to get run away. It's Justin Fly will get Surya. And actually, to your point, looks like Ketsu went back to A side just in case for a potential lurk. But so right now, it's just 800 cherries, who does have Phoenix ultimate, so can make this a little bit interesting, but only has the shorty. Ooh, but what a read! What a read! Because all of a sudden now, Team Pink Dogs offered the TP, and Ketsu's actually playing the U-Haul, so going to be sure to make a little bit of an entry here. Oh, lets them pass, unable to get that Marshall pick onto one of the 3 remaining members for Team Pink Dogs. Ketsu, though, whips the no-scope Marshall, and Drag finds their 3rd kill for the round, as it's just now 800 cherries with the Spectre. Does have the Phoenix ultimate. I don't think they're going to opt to use it, as, ooh, finds Same Runner, so And oh my god, and now they know where Drag's location is. Flashes come out from either side. 800 cherries though in this 1v2. Still hasn't found out where Justify is. And Drag with a nice little 4K. And we've seen now 1 4K for each side, for each team.
I love that. I love that so much. Answering a 4K with another 4K is just exactly what the Pink Dogs need in this situation. And not only that, but they did so well in having that teleportation. I want to say I called it, but it's just smarter team wins in that situation. It was a really good idea to TP in that situation, especially since they know there are only 2 people remaining. They are going to take their chance with 1, and it paid off for them.
Absolutely, and for Team Pink Dogs, momentum building once more into their favor, and it's a good time to actually build the momentum because for Team I Believe, they're on a save round. You see only a Bucky, a Spectre, and 3 Sheriffs in between, or sorry, not a Spectre, a Stinger, and 3 Sheriffs to fill out the loadout roster here as Team I Believe already opting for the rotate, the quick rotate here actually to stop Team Pink Dogs push onto this B site here. You see Aya actually going to be flanking as the Sky Ultimate does come out, so I don't know if I Believe... It looks like Kevin... Oh, no, sorry. Ketsu is actually going to be opting to wait, but Justify and Pepper actually finds 800 cherries and Altazan in the meanwhile, and they're going to be committed to the plant here, so Ketsu's going to be a little bit late, but... Oh, Aya with the 1D actually gets rid of Sandrunner, denies the plant. Drag finds Surya, so very quickly now, 2v4, Aya... Getting a little bit tricky there with the tag. And it looks like Justify finally going to be able to get that plant down.
Oh man, they were really trying to get a little bit of info with that eye, but nobody's going to see a thing because...
Last player.
Ketsu said, not on my watch.
Yeah, and Pepper finds Aya and punishes the peek there, and Kevin with the Guardian gets rid of his counterpart in Ketsu. Nice little Guardian headshot. And we got ourselves a game here, folks. 7-9. The gap is closing.
The gap is closing. I'm very, very excited for this. I am just losing my mind right now. My brain cells are dying watching this because it's so exhilarating. Like I said, this is what makes the game fun. Like, anything is possible. Any comeback is real. I'm really hoping to see Pink Dogs really build up this momentum, use the rifles that they now have in their hands to the best of their ability, and bring it back.
Well, speaking of Pink Dogs, going to be opting for a little bit of a default towards the mid. They're going to be peeking both of the entries for this mid side, and actually might be paid off as Ketsu pushing. Kevin finds Surya in the meantime, but Ketsu, look at Ketsu here. Pushing with Aya for this peak. Aya finds 1, Sandrunner finds 2. Aya finds 2 though, as Drag will get rid of Aya, and Pepper gets rid of 800 cherries. So it's just Altazar. Oh my god, and Kevin gets rid of Altazar, so a little bit of an aggressive defensive push from Team I Believe doesn't pay out, and all of a sudden 8-9, and I Believe only up by 1 round.
And 1 round it is going to be, because it looks like I Believe it has to resort to just 1 rifle in their roster, like you mentioned, and it's going to be a save for them, while their opponents coming into hopefully tying this up at 9-9 have full Vandals and Phantoms ready to use against them.
Yeah, more importantly too, for Team Pink Dogs, look at that Econ. They can full buy for the next 2 rounds, I believe, and not really have to worry. So Econ fully on their side. You see 800 cherries though. Good, we using the double ultimate combined with the Fade to try to get 1 pick. We'll actually find Sandrunner, but Kevin gets rid of the Phoenix ultimate not too long after. So 800 cherries does find the pick that he was hoping for.
I think
But
all
it
5
looks-
were captured there, right? All 5 of them were seen.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I believe Kevin was seen too. And actually, speaking of Kevin, here's Surya put up that Sage wall. So they have the info of where Sage is, the rough estimate. And you look at for Team, I Believe, going to be splitting up here is... Oh, Altazar, I think, is going to be caught on the rotate to B. And so they don't actually have any info here for the moment on what Team Pink Dog's plan is. You see Surya still playing around the Sage wall. We'll find Kevin, but we'll go down to Kevin. It's okay. So now the info's coming, and you now start to see Altazar rotate from B towards A. But it's just Altazar and Ketsu to defend A side here for the moment, as It looks like Team Pink Dogs are going to
30
be
seconds left.
committing, yep, to the A side take. Ooh, but Ketsu with the Marshall shot will get rid of Kevin. Ketsu wants more, pulls out the knives. Pepper finds Altaza in the meanwhile, as it's a 3v3. And because of that Astro ultimate, you're going to see a very safe plant coming out here for Team Pink Dogs. Oh, never mind. Justin Fly gets rid of 800 cherries. Right as I said that, Justin Fly gets rid of 800 cherries, and so quickly now 2v3.
In my opinion, that was one of the best Astro ults I've ever seen. In a 3v3, completely cut off half the site when you know exactly where the enemy team is.
Tetsu finds a triple kill on Pepper, and I think Tetsu knows where Justin Fly is. Oh yeah, no, Ketsu's not even worried about this. Gonna be pushing aggressively just to get rid of Justin Fly. Oh, but got caught with the knife out, doesn't get punished for it. Sprays a little bit, but he's got to commit to this defuse, and if Justin Fly gets the timing right, we'll stop Ketsu. Indeed, we'll actually get rid of Ketsu just entirely, and we're all tied up now, Rain.
I knew it. I knew this was gonna happen. They punished their aggressor so smartly. I as a lesser Astro would have just waited in showers, but if they had done that, he would have completely caught him off guard. Instead, he played all the way back, was anticipating a push through showers, and just set up his stars in the meanwhile, so that the defuse wouldn't even be possible. Absolutely, really well played. Good, Justin Fly. Oh my goodness.
And we got ourselves a game here, folks. A game one for Group A. 9-9, all tied up. 800 cherries for Team I Believe. Once again, gonna be hoping to get this entry peek. The defense gets the info and spots a couple. Doesn't get flash from the sky. Bird as attempts to fake for the
Not the Radiant Knight bait.
Not the Radiant Knight bait. Ooh, Aya actually with the Fade Dog able to locate Kevin, or at least locate a member of Team Pink Dogs, hoping for that lurk kill. As you'll see Surya for Team I Believe also trying to make space here and deny a potential rotate through the mid for Team Pink Dogs, but Pink Dogs split B, at least for the moment, still in the works as Kevin gets rid of Ketsu, and that's huge for the initial entry as 800 cherries using the last. Oh nope, not gonna opt actually for the Phoenix Flash, for the last Phoenix Flash as Justified. Oh, gets rid of Surya on the flank. Gets rid of Surya on the flank, and so all of a sudden now I Believe down two members in a 5v3. Pepper, ooh. Dies and gets Fusro dawed into the teleporter on their way out as 800 cherries picks him up. And it's a 4v3 now for Team Pink Dogs going for the A side plant.
Oh, they are seen by that eye. They know that they're here. They know that they're planting. It's time to make a play now.
And I'm gonna not go for the U-Haul peek as you see Justin Fly getting forced away from the box on the A side. Same murder though. Nice little one tap onto Altazal. It's Drag finding a wall bang, and Kevin finding 800 cherries. And for the first time this game, Team Pink Dogs have a lead over Team I Believe.
I knew this would happen. I really did. Seeing these two teams go back to back like this, it only makes sense that their momentum back to back like this. They are so equal to each other. This is truly the statement of your rank does not matter. It truly doesn't. Your rank does not make you the player that you are. It's your team, it's your synergy, it's the way that you use your utility together.
Yeah, and you actually look at kind of like what we were talking about too to begin the second half. Team Pink Dogs, their team comp is certainly attack sided, and it shows. They've won all but one round on this second half so far. And so you see for Team Pink Dogs, they're kind of playing this, they're showing the same hand of initially showing that B side take for the split, and then more often than not, you'll see them actually just rotate to A after they either get a pick onto the B site or they actually get that flanker. And I believe it's just Surya more often than not that's trying to deny the rotate for them, at least through the mid.
Trying to get some information. They're not gonna find a single thing, but they will spot something in hookah. Ooh.
Yeah, you see Justin Fly trying to get that trade back after he receives that info. Fade Dog doesn't find anyone, but again, they do know that Pink Dogs are hovering over on the B side. The Brim Molly to deny the push as, ooh, Pink Dogs opting for the rotate, but Ketsu with the operator finds one, finds two. Kevin, though, gets the trade back, but Ketsu, nice little right click dink will get rid of
30 seconds
Kevin, or
left.
excuse me, I will actually get Kevin, as I will find 2. And so all of a sudden, it's just Justin Fly in a 1v4. And for team, I believe, able to retain the operator as 800 cherries picks up the operator from his fallen comrade and gets the final kill on the Justin Fly. Evens it up at 10-10.
Now that I think about it, I'm very surprised. This is the first time we're seeing the operator in this game because that gun is incredibly powerful in this map. You can place it in any zone and you will get any type of utility out of it. Now, granted, Ketsu was very brave to push it all the way into showers, but again, that's just what separates an immortal from the rest of us peasants.
I was about to say, too, that, yeah, this is the first time that an operator been picked, especially considering the fact that both teams have a jet. Kind of a bit of a shock, too, that only now are we starting to see the operator purchased on either side. But for Team Pink Dogs, going to go for the A main push here as Altazal gets a little bit of damage onto Kevin, but Kevin's going to receive that heal from its drag. And for Team Pink Dogs, smoked off with the brimstone and gonna be opting
Now that
for ooh.
Well, now that they know that that operator's in play, they're playing very, very carefully. I would be scared of that too, especially seeing what it can do in Ketsu's hands.
Absolutely. And actually, speaking of Ketsu, was peeking the showers, but is going to be playing now onto just behind the boxes on the A side. The same runner finds Altazal. Endo Cherries gets a trade back onto Pepper, so trade for trade, but Cherries finds 2, and Ketsu with the op finds same runner. And Kevin knows the location. Ooh, Ketsu does whiff the shot onto Kevin, so Kevin able to get out alive. But ooh, look at Surya. Look at Surya. Surya's on the flank here, and it's dragged. Won't even die to the flank. 800 Cherries just decides to get up a triple kill. As all of a sudden now, it's just Kevin in a 1v4. Now 1v3 is... We'll find Surya on the flank. Gets spotted from the Fade Eye, so location is known. You see Ketsu just holding the A main in case that Kevin decides to peek. And I believe you're going to see Kevin here. Yep, Kevin's going to definitely show.
10 seconds left.
Ketsu going to be able to get this shot. Nope, unable to get the shot. And Aya, though, able to pick up Kevin to secure round 21 for team, I believe.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier in the round, they were worried about that operator showing up on that side again. They played it very, very warily. Before that, you just see them exploding onto sites, just getting pick after pick after pick, but that operator can change the entire mood of the game. Everybody's afraid of it.
Ooh, and look at this. Ketsu playing on the B side with the operator is going to be technically the right call, as you see Team Pink Dogs going to be going for the B side push, but instead, all 5 members going to be going into the hookah instead of a little split B action here. So Surya does get the Sage Wall off, and because of that, you actually see Ketsu going to be taking space here with Aya to deny a potential push out from, or a potential rotate for Team Pink Dogs. As Justin Fly doesn't get tagged from the operator. We'll find 1. Surya finds 2. Ketsu finds a 3rd onto same runner. And now it's just a 2v3 for Team Pink Dogs. Drag knows the location of Ketsu. Justin Fly finds 1, but Altazal finds Justin Fly. Drag gets Ketsu. Operator down 1v1. Ooh, Drag gets a triple kill onto Altazal, and we're all tied up at 11-11.
I believe is not out yet. Yeah, we lost a couple rounds. That does not matter. We are still the team that showed up and took all these rounds from you guys. We are not going down without a fight. Oh, I love this so much.
And because of that too, you look at team I believe their money situation is kind of tenuous. Yes, they're going to be able to do basically a full buy here, but if actually for both teams too, kind of if Team Pink Dogs win this round, your team I believe will not be able to go for a full buy for match point.
Both banks on the line here. They got to make the best of what they got, both of these teams.
Ooh, look at Surya. Surya with the Sage. Gets the slowdown. Is going to be going for the wall, but a little bit slow. Doesn't get punished for it. Gets tagged for minimal damage. Able to get out in time and get that Sage wall down. But you see the remaining members of Team I believe are actually staying on that A side here. So it's only 2 members of Team I believe on this B side hold for the moment. Aya gets flashed. And I believe... I think Kevin is aware. You see Kevin. Ooh, Aya with that little jump peek will spot Kevin, but now is cornered, and Kevin knows the location of Aya. Gonna see a nice little 1v1 go. Who gets the first kill? Kevin will find Aya, and that's the first peek down for team, I believe. You see Surya just playing the B side. The remaining members are actually pushing. 800 cherries through the TP. Gets two, gets same runner Pepper. Kevin gets Surya, however, and 800 cherries with knife out will go down to drag. And so it's a 3v2 in favor of Team Pink Dogs.
And they decide to rotate. They're
30
very,
seconds
very smart. The last two remaining people are just starting to get there, but so is the team. The team is not with the player that is planting. They are alone.
Ooh, but Astrowall comes up to basically get rid of that issue.
I
Ketsu,
panicked for a sec.
yeah,
I
Ketsu
I
with the
panicked.
operator was hoping to get rid of Justin Fly on the way out, but Astrowall comes up just in the nick of time and denies that peek. So now team, I believe, caught in a 2v3. Gonna go for the defuse fake. Oh, but actually, I think Kevin, yeah, I think Aldazal got killed because of that bait. And Kevin with a nice little 4K gets rid of Ketsu. And all of a sudden, match point for Team Pink Dogs. And on top of that, too, Team, I believe, they're on a bit of a scuffed by here.
Yeah, oh my goodness. That was quite the worrying round. Whenever you see those Astra Stars on the spike like that, it is a warning sign that something is about to go down. You better go, and you better go now. But because of that panic, it caused them to turn away from Showers where she was waiting, and that was the death of them.
Yeah, and so for match point for Team Pink Dogs, all the momentum riding behind them now, winning all but 3 of the rounds for the second half, coming from behind, have complete momentum. And for Team, I believe, they still have a competitive bye here, but it looks like for Kevin, for Team Pink Dogs, gonna be peeking out here. They're giving actually a lot of sound cues away to Team, I believe, and that flash from Phoenix will not spot anyone who was worried about the B lawn push. As actually all 5 members of Team Pink Dogs, they're playing around this hookah, and they're really worried about the flank, because you see here Justin Fly and Justin Fly and Kevin here hoping for a catch out from one of the members of I believe on this rotate. As you see now, all 5 members slowly backing away from the B side for Team Pink Dogs, opting to go for the A main push. As you see, Team, I believe they've kind of read this pretty well here. Is 3 members. Oh wait, no, never mind. Ketsu's actually rotating over to B. He's worried about a potential late B push.
They got their anxiety on high. They're waiting for this team to come in, and with the sound cues,
30 seconds.
the
Yeah,
rotate is
now,
starting to
yeah,
happen.
now you see the, oh, but Kevin whiffs the knives! Kevin whiffs the knives, Surya actually able to get the first pick, gets tagged on the way out, but doesn't die, as drag once more, Ketsu finds same runner, Phoenix ultimate comes out, Justin Fly finds Altazar, Ketsu finds 3, it's just Drag in a 1v4, Drag gets rid of the Phoenix ultimate, gets burned by the Phoenix wall, Ketsu with the 4K to save I Believe's dreams, and we're going into overtime, folks.
Oh, this
Switching
is
sides.
amazing. Both of these teams have showed that they are so powerful on either side, no matter where they are. And because of that, we are going into a 12-12 game. This is so exciting. And honestly, I don't know who I'm expecting to win. Both of these teams have their moments where they just really come together and pull through from even the most unwinnable of rounds. You love to see it.
Yes, this should.
And if for the folks who don't know how the OT rules are played, it's just like Valorant competitive. You gotta win by 2. You gotta win by 2, and in the case of a tie, side swap, or excuse me, we're just gonna reset, and you gotta win by 2 after every round. Side swap. So you see here for Team, I believe, now back on the attack as Team Pink Dogs starting on the defensive side here. And kind of the initial, what you saw for the initial setup from the first half, 2 members, Pepper and Same Runner for Pink Dogs, holding down the B with that Cypher, util, and for Team, I believe, this time they're actually going to be going for just the default push here.
I think that's the best way to start any overtime like that, because you really want to take a feel of what are they going to play this time.
And yeah, as you were talking about, Ketsu waiting for that pick, does find Kevin, so top frag down for Team Pink Dogs. I believe get the pick, and instead of pushing, they're just gonna let Team Pink Dogs waste the Astra util and opt for a rotate towards the B site.
With only 2 people waiting there, they do have the number advantage. They are going to use that. They said, hey, we got at least 1 or 2 over there. We can definitely take them.
Ooh, Cypher Tripwire does spot one, but Same Runner unable to locate any of the remaining members yet. Ooh, but finds Altazal, but gets caught in the smoke, and Ketsu will find the trade back. 4v3 now for team, I believe. Heels come out. Pepper trying to go for the B elbow push as Justinfly and Drag are being pushed off of this retake on the B main here. Oh, and Katsu with a nice little triple kill finds Pepper. Katsu fights for, oh my god, can we see our ace? Can we see the ace? Katsu wants the ace. Katsu wants the ace. Katsu with the knife. Will not get the ace. Will not get the ace. Gets dragged down to 1 health, but Drag able to get rid of Katsu, denies the ace, but still, I believe, win the first round of this OT.
Oh gosh, you really hate to see an ace go down like that. Not with, what would hurt? What would, in your opinion, hurt more? Somebody else get the kill or that you die?
If I didn't die and someone else got the kill, I think that's gonna be a little bit more like a, God, you know, like a, come on. You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to go for the highlight play.
The team synergy would be off at
yeah,
that
if I die to the last player, that's on me. That's on me, right? Because that's like a, yeah, you know, I just died. I could have had it, I died. So.
Yeah, but if somebody else did it, that's your team.
Yeah, that's where the salt comes out for sure. And so because of that first one, you see the side swap now. So team Pink Dogs on the attack, going to go for the split B. It worked best for them there. Aya trying to hold it down for the initial peek. Gets U-Toad off for the moment, but will aggressively peek. We'll find Justinfly. And Drag gets the kill back, but Cherry's able to pick up the momentum. But Same Runner, oh my god, Same Runner gets the trade back too. So all of a sudden 3v3 as team, I believe, pushing for the retake. Altazal finds Same Runner. That's the spike down, so you know how Drag and Pepper, oh, they line up, and Altazal gets a triple kill, and just like that, team, I believe.
They truly believed. Yes, they did.
Oh
my
god, they lined up. They lined up for Altazal at the end. They lined up for Altazal at the end.
Tragic. Oh my goodness. But
oh yeah, because of that now, 14-12 is your final score. Team Pink Dogs, a great comeback to make this to push it into overtime, but team, I believed from the beginning, and they got the W.
But Ketsu still taking it home with 31 kills, the only player in the entire game to get over 30 kills, and he played very impressively. Like, there are just some ways that an Immortal can think in a way that we would never even be able to comprehend. And the same goes for Kevin. I really want to congratulate both of these teams. They played incredibly well. Both of them had their strengths and weaknesses, and I would say the 12-14 victory on the side of I Believe, that is the best case scenario that you would find for a team like that is this close in skill.
Absolutely. And you know what, the crazy thing, like kind of like you were saying, right? Both Immortal players, top of the leaderboard, not really a shock there, but like you said, it was a very, very close game. You didn't see, you know, any anchor or like, you know, someone that's holding down the team. The kills across the board, very, very evenly distributed in my opinion, and both of the teams played to their strengths very, very well here, and we got, as a result, an OT game for this game one, a nice little treat to start off this Saturday.
And it looks like on the other stream, Blue Cheese haters have a similar reason to celebrate, as they are the winners on that side of the tournament, I believe, moving forward. And they are going to be playing Croissant Disciples later on today, but the Pink Dogs will be facing them first. Unfortunately, I will not be here to commentate with you, Lubu. It's been an honor, though, to meet you and to commentate beside you. You are an incredible commentator.
Same back to you, and actually, I mean, for the both of us, we're both Comfy Cafe streamers, so, you know, nice little support
Comfy
there.
Cafe
for the both
shout
of
out.
you. Yeah, a little shout out to Comfy Cafe, but it was a pleasure, you know, casting with you, Rain. It was so much fun. Hope we do it again in the future, and everyone in the chat can say a nice little farewell to Rain. We're gonna head it back over to Brown after this, but before the break, got a nice little commercial for you guys.
Thank you, Community Gaming, for powering BrownieVAL. Community Gaming is the all-in-one platform offering esports infrastructure in order for people to create, facilitate, and participate in esports tournaments. And its partnership with the Play to Learn Foundation helps provide prize pool grants to grassroots tournament organizers. Learn more at communitygaming.io.
Welcome back, everyone, to the BrownieVAL tournament, and I got a special new caster with me. I got Kavian right here. Kavian, what's up, man?
Yo, how's it going? Yeah, I was so pumped after y'all's first game of casting that I only hope that I can continue as good as you guys were doing.
I appreciate the kind words, but yeah, if you guys just missed it, we had a nice little OT game to start off this Saturday afternoon for the Group 1 or Group A bracket, as we had Team Pink Dogs fall to Team I Believe in a 14-12 OT nail biter, 4Ks all around and whatnot. But now, next game up, we got Croissant's Disciples versus the Pink Dogs, who off the L hoping to get a W for this second game here. And we actually do know the map too. It's gonna be on Lotus. That's gonna be the map. And so, KV, what do you think about Lotus, man?
I love Lotus, dude. I personally don't dislike any maps. I have preferences for certain maps, but I think Lotus is probably my favorite just because of the aesthetics. Gameplay wise, having to deal with 3 sites similar to Haven, except for the fact that everybody pretty much just goes A 90% of the time, so really it's a 1-site map. But you know, people like to act like the other sites exist, but they can't fool me. I know that Haven is, or that Lotus is just A.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say, just like you, I love Lotus, but I'm also a Chamber main, so that kind of, I might have like a skewed opinion on Lotus. But I mean, something that always stood out to me about Lotus was, you know, you were pointing out how Haven's the other 3-site map. Lotus is a little bit different because C and A are, you know, the 2 viable sites that more often than not, at least in comp, you'll see, you know, teams default to either going A or C and very rarely B, because it just seems like every time you try to go B, it's sort of like a funnel death trap if you're on the attack, and it's always a little bit scary. But because of the doors available, and that's the sort of the niche for the map, see a lot of rotations. Quick rotations are very much a thing for either side of the team. So going to be curious to see what team comps we have going for this upcoming match.
Yeah, and with the new changes, I don't know if you've seen the changes that are coming up for some of these characters and some of the weapons that are being tested in PBE right now. These may be some of the last tournaments that we see Viper really be used effectively.
Wait, they're nerfing Viper? Wait, what?
Yeah, Viper is going to have her smokes nerfed pretty heavily. Her wall is going to regen slower. And also, once it is fully depleted, it's going to take a full 30 seconds to refill instead of 20 seconds. So,
Okay.
Viper kind of hit or miss on Lotus. I would like to see some people running her here on this map, but usually with the Viper, you want to pair it with like an Omen or an Astra.
Yeah, double
to
controller.
kind of, yeah, double controller on this map. If you're not playing Omen, it's kind of like you need double controller on this map. But I'm very excited to see these last few games that we have with pretty strong Viper.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, thank you for that, because I didn't even know that Viper was going to be taking that hit to her kit. But yeah, like you were saying, double controller is going to be something that I think I'm hoping, because this is the last game I'm going to be casting today. I'm hoping we see a double controller. I'm just I want to see chaos. Game 1 did not disappoint me, and so game 2, as we are going to be getting ready into the agent select here in a sec, hoping to see that. But yeah, Croissant's Disciples versus the Pink Dogs.
Croissant's Disciples first game of the day. Time to see if they're still fresh, still ready to go. But for Pink Dogs, you just come off of that huge comeback and end up dropping it in overtime. You gotta wonder if the mental is still going to be there after losing such a close game, after fighting so hard. Or if conversely they know, okay, we've already done this, we've been here, we've run it all the way back, we were just a little bit short. Can we use that as motivation for this next game?
Yeah, and for people who don't know, Croissant's Disciples, in terms of the rank distribution, they got 3 Ascendants on their team. You got Calm, Honor, and Das Tota, or Tota, I guess, for this in-game here. All of them Ascendants, so a little bit more well-rounded in terms of, in a higher threshold than for Team Pink Dogs. So Pink Dogs, they've got their workout cut up for them for this game.
Indeed, and as these agent selections are coming in, couple of key things to point out, the biggest one being double initiator on the side of Pink Dogs. We're gonna have this KO and this Sky, and Sky, as you can see, locked in on both teams, such a dominant force on this map. The flashes being very flexible, and because of the 3 sites, a lot of defaulting, which means a lot of chip damage going in and out. So I feel like a lot of these rounds will ping on who can take down the other team's Sky first, get rid of that healing, and then basically for Pink Dogs, they have 2 healers available, so it may make this skewed a little bit more into their favor.
Yeah, I'm looking at both of the teams' comps, and I got a lot I like about both teams' comps. I also got a little bit of a concern in terms of the weaknesses, because you look at Pink Dogs, they opt for the Sentinel pick they decide to go for is the Sage, which I feel like for Lotus, not the best pick in terms of a Sentinel here. We would rather like to see the Killjoy that Team Croissant's Disciples opted to go for, or like a Cypher, even a Chamber as well. Chamber's great on Lotus specifically, but they do have the double initiator and they do have the Jet, so certainly more attacker focused.
Indeed, and speaking of attacks, Croissant's Disciples, of course, here starting off immediately, going towards the one site on the map, A. Get some early action over here as we got some jump spotting coming over from main site. But first damage gonna go the way of Croissant's Disciples, and there goes that Sky heal doing just enough, but it's Honor through the box, taking down Drag, starting things off here and flooding their way on into site. This is gonna be free. We actually see the Jet dash away to get through door, but taken down immediately by Honor again, and now we're in a 5v3.
Yeah, and ooh, Tota you're getting rid of Same Runner as well, and it looks like you're gonna see here that Team Croissant's Disciples are gonna very quickly, maybe not. Yeah, it looks like they're gonna pick up this pistol round.
Justin Fly able to pick up 2 though, but the third through the smoke, it's Honor, 3K on the round, and Croissant's Disciples take the first round 1-0.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked that for Team Croissant's Disciples that they opt for the A site take, given the fact that since they have double initiator, I would have thought that C site would have been a little bit more safer because you could just throw the KO knife and it covers basically all the site. But A site take works out, and this was sort of the concern I was worried about for Team Pink Dogs is where do you put that Sage with the Sage wall and whatnot? Because since Lotus is a very rotation heavy map, easy to just sort of ignore the Sage wall and go different site.
Indeed, round number 2 underway. We're going to see this A hit again, but it's Kevin up close. Can he do some damage before getting spotted out? No, immediately going to get taken down by Honor, and that's Sheriff retrieved. 5v4 as the flood continues. Omen here going to grab this orb and be able to continue farming these ultimates, but it's Honor through the door as Same Runner knocks it down.
3.
Imagine knocking on the door and being the one who gets swung on. Honor with another 3K so far on this round. B take gonna be pretty firmly hold. And now it's just Pepper and Drag left in the 2v5.
I was about to say that was actually really funny seeing Honor basically knock on the door and be like, "Is anyone there? Is anyone there?" And then immediately Same Runner knock on the door, and then Honor greets him with a nice little bulldog headshot. But no casualties for Team Croissant's Disciples on this second round means that they're going into round 3 with a very, very nice economy situation going for them. For Team Pink Dogs, gonna be it looks like they're opting for Justin Fly to be on the C site defense, which I don't necessarily disagree with. I would like to see maybe a little bit more of a 3 agent stack on one of the sites rather than just more of a 2-2-1.
Well, it could pay out big for them, except for the fact that this time I don't really know where Croissant's Disciples is going. They're going off to the side of the map like there's a third side or something, but it looks like they're going towards this imaginary place called C. And immediately gonna fall back and rotate away.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna be going towards B instead. Which, I mean, if you look at the rotations coming out, Team Croissant's Disciples sticking together as 5. They're not, or sorry, as 4. You see Henny here actually being the sole lurker here. As for Team Pink Dogs, committed to the C defense, and they're gonna be caught late on this rotation here. As you see Croissant's Disciples already taking space onto A.
Indeed, but Kevin in a really powerful spot here, probably going to be the one to make first contact when people start pushing through. Shots getting exchanged, and it is Kevin starting things off onto Com. Drag getting a second on to... I didn't even see who that was, and the kills keep flooding in, and all of a sudden it's just Hani left on the flank. Kevin with a 3K response on the round here, and both Jets 3Ks in every single round so far this game.
Yeah, great trigger discipline from Kevin, able to get that triple kill on the retake, and you saw like the way that Team Croissant's Disciples decided to push out onto the A site. You saw how Hanny was still holding back in case of the lurk or a flank even, and so it was a little bit late for the defense side there.
One enemy remaining.
Now, first full buy round here for both teams. This is really where we start to see the game tend to splinter away. Flash gonna come out here on to B, KO knife in response, but it doesn't scan anybody, meaning that this push is able to continue once again on to A. But Flash coming out will slow down the attack just a little bit. Guy gonna come out just to confirm presence, but nothing really able to do with it, and it's Drag though starting things off onto Salvo after those paint shells get chucked out. Kevin good for a second on to Hani, and Pink Dogs are having the response. Kevin again taking down Honor this time. It's now a 5v2.
Yeah, you saw Kevin pick up 2 kills onto Croissant's Disciples, 2 members that were pushing into the tree, as actually Kevin picks up a 3rd here. But it's a little bit surprising to see Croissant's Disciples, and, oh, okay, Kevin picks up a 4K, but for Croissant's Disciples to, there might be a little bit of miscommunication here. You saw 2 members push into the tree onto the A site push, as the other 3 remaining members were kind of lagging back and worried about the presence that Justin Fly and Sam Runner were showing, and that B door for that barrier broken. They were really worried about it, you know, going down and getting flanked from that B site.
Get out of my way.
There we go. Same Runner and Pepper making sure they're communicating well on the same page with each other, and a fast hit here on to be Honor with the Blade Storm,
Here.
clearing out some rat angles.
Wall race.
Wall gonna go up though to deny this push just a little bit. This wall's very strong against eco rounds. One of the few reasons why it's good to bring the Sage here on to this map, but immediately, once again, a rotation coming out. They know they've pulled these defenders.
Yeah, I love this from Croissant's Disciples. You go C, you bait out the util, force it. Ooh, you get the lurk pick as well, but you bait the util, make them waste util so that when you rotate, whatever second side you decide to push, less util for the defenders means easier side take for you guys.
And 2 huge eco frags for Croissant's Disciples, meaning B site is going to be pretty free. Defense is going to come in now and try to contest, but it's Honor with the right click taking out Justin Fly, and a 3rd on to Pepper on the round. It's Drag left all alone in this 1v5.
Thrifty.
And immediately shut down by Hani for a thrifty round going in favor of Croissant's disciples.
I love that from Honor. Able to just face tank the raised nade, knowing that he's not gonna die to the raised nade, able to hide in the Omen smoke and not give away his position, and able to get 2 kills as Pepper and Justify had no idea that Honor was within the Omen smoke. So great trigger discipline and great game knowledge by Honor.
My right click on my joystick doesn't do that, I can tell you that.
Same.
Even that close, they would have somehow found a way to
Yeah,
miss.
yeah, you would have found a way to miss all 5 somehow because, you know, that's just our luck, right?
This time, Croissant's disciples is showing that they want to at least get something here on B. Skydog gonna come out and salvo swing immediately off of it, taking down Same Runner. The Sage Wall gonna slow them down just a little bit, but they're gonna keep pushing through here and immediately go over towards C. Honor already through the door, but gonna find the site empty. Just one player coming in late through Waterfall. Shots getting exchanged from both sides. Justin finally finding a kill and doing enough to slow down the spike plant for Kevin to come through with the op and take down Toda.
Loving this positioning from Kevin here with the op. Able to get that one pick onto Toda, like you said, and for Team Croissant's disciples, they're getting forced into a corner here.
And utility just coming out from both sides, but it's the attacker somehow coming out on top of this.
I think they lined up a little bit there for Hanny to be able to get up that double kill, but they were all just showing up at the same time. Right idea, but in terms of spacing, a little bit too close. You would have liked to see him space out a little bit more, make it a little bit harder for the attackers to get those individual kills, but I am liking the overall idea for what I'm seeing from Team Pink Dogs. They're rotating relatively quickly, which for Lotus, I think that's the right idea. You go off of a rotation, off of immediate contact. You kind of have to, because the way that, since Lotus is such a rotation-heavy map, you can't really leave things to chances. Ooh. Honor gets a nice pick on Kevin.
Kevin punished there, getting aggressive with the Blade Storm. We saw that happen in the last map as well, but now the entire team here on the Eco trying to get something back, and it's 2 more quick kills going the way of Croissant's disciples. Couple shots coming out, and Pepper with a 1-tap onto Calm, but taken down by Salvos. Just Justin left alone, but a 1v3 as Justin starts things off here. Nobody... I was gonna say, nobody's showing presence, and then Honor getting a little cheeky peek out there, and now the swing off of each other. It's nice. Honor with another 3K, and these 2 Jets are absolutely feeling themselves right now.
Yeah, I want to say both Jets playing incredibly well. Honor's feeling himself right now, 12-3, 12-3-1, and Kevin, you know, not slacking either, 9-5, able to buy the op for this round as well. The curious thing that I'm seeing so far is sort of it looks like a lot of the times what we're seeing here is for Team Pink Dogs on the rotation, in order to set up for the retake. A lot of the members are being caught with their knives out, and for Team Croissant Disciples able to pick up those rotation kills quite easily, and you know, without much threat at all to their own lives.
Kevin here trying to play deep A with this op. Now Smoke gonna come off and immediately cut that angle, but will Kevin get aggressive here and peek out? He will, and immediately takes down Honor. What a shot coming in from Kevin, and this should make the offense. Yes, that is, the attackers here gonna rotate off of that. They know the op is here. They know they've at least drawn the rotation, and look at this. Toda already almost up on it to B, and as soon as the Sage Wall drops, they could have a free site, but Same Runner trying to deny them this space from B. Link is going to at least get information that they're there from the KO knife. And another rotation for Croissant's Disciples.
Yeah, and that's the right call, because you know, they've been shown on right outside the B, and B site take is kind of a death trap. So many
30
angles
seconds left.
that the defenders can be holding that B main push from, and they're making the right call. Rotate over to A. You know that the defenders have hopefully pushed off of the A side, but ooh, no, looks like instead they read it well.
Cosmic Divide
Charges.
and Showstopper going to be used here to gain sight. We'll get one, but Kevin, the immediate response. Top and Cam, what a shot through the wall in the second on into Drag, who was dropping, and all of a sudden, Croissant's Disciples come roaring back into this round. It's a 1v3 once again for Justin, and there's just absolutely pretty much no way, but the silent drop might still get the drop on Com, able to get that kill. But these last two players already know where Justin is, and only 12 HP.
Ooh.
And Hani perfectly timing the swing off of the contact. 6-2 now in favor of Croissant's Disciples.
Yeah, Pink Dogs, they're a little bit split on that retake. You had two members not really waiting for the remaining members of their team to group up together for the retake and push together as a team. So Team Croissant's Disciples able to, you know, punish that extremely well. And they're hitting their shots. It's not even really a debate here on, you know, which team's got the momentum.
And you have to wonder if maybe that overtime loss is starting to have some effect on Pink Dogs. Maybe the energy levels are a little bit lower. You don't know if it's physical fatigue or a little bit of emotional, but a lot of damage done there to same runner. Flash coming out to try to stall a little bit. We're going to see the fragment grenade come out as well, but it's Honor with a headshot taking down same runner. The rest of the hit going to come onto site, and we're actually going to potentially see a B plant here. And it's Toto who's worked in through spawn off of the ultimate, meaning another
Remaining.
5v2, make it a 5v1. Justin last left alive again, and another flawless coming in for Croissant's Disciples.
Great usage of the Omen ult from Toda. You didn't even really see Team Pink Dogs really react to the Omen ult for, you know, more than a couple seconds. It seemed they were more worried about just the initial push on the B site, but again, this was kind of like the thought process going in for Team Pink Dogs, I believe, on in terms of their team comp is on defense. It's kind of sus because all you really have to deny a push is the Sage Wall, maybe the Sage Slow, and the KO Molly. That's it. Outside of that, they don't have much util to truly deny a full-on push from Team Croissant's Disciples.
Players from both sides jiggle peeking C here, but Justin's gonna fall off. Potentially thinking there's a rotation because of this later push that Croissant's Disciples is showing, but it's Pepper here. Still trying to spot this out. We'll spot one
You should run.
and immediately get off the angle, but this Killjoy lockdown could do a lot of damage, and it does. Pepper shut down. Ani the lockdown and the kill. Grenade gonna come out beautifully placed. Grenade taking down Drag to 45 HP, and since Pepper's gone, no way to get healed. Back up and Honor, what a shot through the wall, finishing off Drag. Kevin gonna get one back for their trouble, but still a 4v3 here, and this flank is being watched. Same runner not gonna clear it. Oh, the trigger discipline from Toda. Beautiful there, even though nobody else is there. And the last couple kills gonna come in. That's a team ace coming in for Croissant's Disciples.
We all love seeing trigger discipline, right? Just edge of the seat being like, oh my god, he's gonna turn. Is he gonna turn? Is Samer gonna actually look? But unfortunately doesn't actually look to his right, and so we'll get punished for that. But I'm surprised. I wanted to know what was actually going on in terms of the comms for Team Pink Dogs, because you saw Justin Fly and another member rotate towards A relatively early on, and I don't think that Team Croissant's Disciples actually made any sound towards the A site. So you saw them take advantage, kind of on a timing front, able to get onto the C site with little worry.
This time, the opposite of that. Lots of presence and sound shown towards A. Let's spike over on B.
Yeah, look at Justin Fly on the flank here. Oh my god, they don't have any idea. Oh, never mind.
Turret gonna give away the position of Justin Fly. Meanwhile, 4 members of Pink Dogs have already rotated over towards A. This could be a free plant here. Smoke's gonna come out though, which is going to alert Kevin that this is where the plant's gonna happen, but it doesn't matter. Hani gonna start things off on to drag all the way up into this A-Link area.
I love this from Hanny. I love this.
Just gonna persist.
I love that.
Second kill onto same runner. Salvo and Callum getting in on the action as well, but it's Pepper left alone. We'll pick up 1, but the blind is good from Toda. 9-2 now. Croissant's Disciples very firmly in the driver's seat here in this first half.
What a great lurk from Hani. What a great lurk. Able to get the first pick, and then able to get the second one too. That, you know, specifically for Killjoys on attack, kind of the right plays to be that lurk presence, because more often than not, you know, if you're not with your team after they post plant, that's fine. You have your mollies that, you know, maybe a Killjoy lineup or something like that. But that's the reason why you lurk, because if you press the site that you know that there's defenders on, and your team's able to get the plant down onto the other site, just look around, and you're going to get rewarded with not 1, but in this case, 2 kills.
Bladestorm here gonna get popped by Honor since this is last round. Seeker's gonna come out as well, and the Trailblazer. But look at the same runner flank from Tree. Will take down 1, but it is responded to by Hani and Honor.
Ooh.
Some cheeky rope play here, just doing enough to deny these defenders any space. But Kevin going huge for the 3K on the round. And I promise you, it's like every single round, if the Jet does anything, it's a 3K. It's on both teams.
Yeah, Kevin showing why he's immortal. No other no other words for that, but great reaction, great timing, and for Team Croissant's Disciples, they were giving him 1s. They were giving Kevin 1s, right? Kevin never really had 2 rifles game at the same time. Able to get 1, able to get another, and then unfortunately Hani unable to actually pick up the frag onto Kevin as his teammate was able to get that trade back.
So here we go. We've already seen a big comeback in game 1 from Pink Dogs, although it did fall just short there at the overtime line, but 9-3, I mean, it's not that much different, right, of a comeback. So
I got yous, okay?
we could see a second half, another huge second half coming out.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, for, you know, Team Pink Dogs, yeah, you're down 9-3. It sucks, you know, no stating otherwise, but your team comp is more attacker-sided focused, and they're doing the right thing, right? Like, you're going towards C, you have the KO knife, you can at least get the info, and in this case, it looks like they're going to be opting for the rotate, but they're playing to the strengths so far.
And the push on to B. Plant gonna go down from Justin Fly. And we're about to have a 5v5 slugfest of a retake. First contact made between these two Jets, but nothing happening. But it's Toda and Kam picking up 3 kills together. Last 2 players left alive are both outside in B main. Justin Fly gonna get 1 back, but taken down by Toda. And it's another round to Croissant's Disciples.
Yeah, great usage of the util there from Toda on the Omen for that retake. Because you saw, for all those kills that Croissant's Disciples were able to get during the retake, they isolated basically every single member of Pink Dogs in 1v1s, and that's what you're supposed to do, right? If you got the better duelist, you got the better, you know, the better aim going in into the round, you got the momentum. You isolate, make it so that, you know, you can get yourself the best odds in order to get those kills, and you saw that being done perfectly there from Team Croissant's Disciples.
Indeed.
Here.
Round 2 here, Thrifty. For Pink Dogs, you're gonna expect foot on the gas as they push through. Flash gonna come out, not get anything. Hani playing in a very, very dangerous position. Will get scanned out by the knife though. does pop these mollies ahead of time just to be able to slow anything down, but attacker's already on site, but it's Soda starting things off,
Spike down,
dropping
C.
Spike in the water. Pink Dog's gonna have to push up to get this, and the kills are just going all
my God.
in favor of Croissant's Disciples as Toda trying to get cheeky there with the knife kill. A second knife attempt, giving Drag a 3K on the round, but still shut down by Calm. 11-3, although an expensive round because of some of the cheeky plays coming out from Croissant's Disciples.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so we all know that, you know, KJ is probably the flavor of the pick flavor of the month in terms of the Sentinels, like what's the go-to Sentinel pick. And for Lotus specifically, common setup, C-site, you see Honey here, you know, doing just that. It's kind of deceptive though, because you're able to get onto C-site. If you're the attackers, I would actually just go back C here. You have the KO knife that can stop the KJ util for the moment, and if KJ doesn't have a util, it's just a player with the gun. You have numbers, you can force that issue and easily, but instead opted for the A site.
It's a fast push on to A, and Justin Fly taken
Spike
down.
A.
Spike dropped first once again. Same runner though, gonna push up and get taken down by Honor. Honor good for 2. Here with the Bulldog, looking for a third, but it's Pepper, a 2K in response.
Yeah, it was a good
30
start there. Good start there for Honor, able to isolate the 1v1s. We saw that again with the util and with the blinds, but able to get traded eventually.
Both players relatively full HP. Drag gonna flash through tree and try to find something, but taken down by Toda on this Bulldog. Pepper left last alive, gets spammed through the smoke by Hani and finished off just when the smoke drops. And here we go, Croissant's already on match point.
Yeah, it seems like Pink Dogs have been unable to sort of find their footing, at least for that round right there. We got a little bit close and a little bit dicey, but really unable to sort of get any ground going. If I'm Pink Dogs, you know, you had success on that save round for round 2. No, like, yes, you lost the round, but you were able to get on the site and able to get the plant down. But you know, I guess they're a little bit too scared by the KJ util, and so once again, look at me. They're gonna be looking towards the A site.
Oh, Salvo
I need healing.
gonna take Pepper down to 35 here on the pre-fire. That is going to get healed back up, but that's gonna be most of the heal gone just trying to make this happen.
Shutting them down.
Yeah, you look here. Honey's actually just not even really worried about a potential flank or anything like that. Just securely on C side and not even deterred for the rotate. I don't think that Team Pink Dogs is aware. Oh, calm.
Push gonna come through on to B now though, as Seekers are fired out. Saint Murder getting another one on it to Honor. And signs of life coming out here as Pink Dogs have their backs against the wall, but it's Toda with a quick 2K, bringing this back to a 2v3, but Kevin's come through spawn. And all of a sudden, Salvo last alive. We'll get this kill on to Kevin, bringing this back to a 1v2. Still doable, but in opting instead to... Oh, coming back now. Trying to use the noise, but it's Pepper. Beautiful pixel peek on it to Salvo, and Pink Dogs are gonna stay alive for one more game.
Got a little dicey there towards the end, making it a 1v2, but you know, Team Pink Dogs, signs of life here. Nice little rotate from that A towards the B, pushing together, you know, securing the numbers, making sure that whatever defender from Team Croissant's Disciples is trying to hold that site is, you know, facing multiple guns instead of just the one. But gonna be, I really want to see if Team Croissant's Disciples will be able to pick up that they should just rotate initially.
Pressure is on here for Pink Dogs, but At this point, you just take it one round at a time. You're already down 8. If you bring it back, that's good. If not, then, you know, it was already stacked against you. And the stack is moving over towards C. Blind gonna come out from Toda and be able to slow this down just a little bit. But now a full rotate coming in for Pink Dogs. But this should be spotted out by Calm, who's still working in this position over by B. Gonna call out that this is going indeed towards A. Honor here has popped this Blaze Storm. Is going to be the key factor in this fight. Should be at least. Omen Smoke's doing just enough to slow it down, and now the rotation over towards B.
Yeah, that's the right call. I would have liked to see them actually, when they started the rotate for Team Pink Dogs towards the B, I would like to see them open the door, but it's the right call. Bait out the rotates from the defenders and you know, do a double fake and do another rotate to really just make them confused on where to go.
And now the kills come flying in for Pink Dogs. It's 2 players from Croissant off the table. They will get 1 back, but it's Kevin with another 3K. And Calm left last alive here. Frenzy in hand, the only gun to try to stop this. We'll get the dink onto Kevin, but it's going to be Kevin for a 4K.
Yeah, Team Pink Dogs, you know, they're building the momentum now. Finally, looks like they've started to get their footing, and they're playing the map right. You show presence on one site, and, you know, I think it's the right call that you show presence where the KJ is, because, you know, you have the KO knife, you can stop her from using her util, or you bait her to actually use her util, you know, and really sell that fake. And like you saw for Team Croissant's Disciples, yes, they rotated immediately, and they rotated off afterwards, but you definitely caught them with their pants down in terms of going for the double fake and rotating, if your Team Pink Dogs, from the A towards the B.
Look at this. Kevin now on the solo push on to B. But the KJ utility has moved over towards B side this time, and this may just end up being a C execute.
Yeah, I'm a little confused as to why Team Pink Dogs haven't scouted out with the Sky Dog yet, knowing that you know that most of the KJ utils on the B, but looks like they're able to get rewarded with a flank kill.
Flash gonna come out and confirm that Pink Dogs are still over on C. But now players pushing up towards this B site. Kevin gonna get the kill onto Hani, starting things off. Seeker's gonna come out from Calm, but Kev still another 3K.
30 seconds left.
Oh, careful not to overheat. Don't overheat now. If you're Kevin, you're in a great spot. I think they can hear you, but unable to actually be able to... I don't think they can actually hit him from his spot in the corner right there.
They can. It is pretty sealed off, and these last 2 players of Croissant's Disciples here forced into a save. The first time that we've really seen it this game, but that op so valuable here trying to close out this game, and this is definitely the right decision if you're Croissant's Disciples.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, what, you're up 7 still, so there's no reason to panic. They're showing, you know, obviously Pink Dog showing a little bit of resistance, but if you're Team Croissant's Disciples, definitely save the op, especially on Lotus too. That op alone can, you know, you can basically put, you know, the Jet with that op on C site, and just, you know, peek off the C main and try to get a pick there, and you really don't even... If you put, like, let's say the Jet on that C, you don't really need anyone else to back up the Jet necessarily, unless Pink Dogs have shown a favor to going C, but... Oh, actually, we got a timeout.
Yeah, timeout coming in from Croissant's Disciples, just making sure everybody's on the same page here. You know, it is only one more round that you need to win, but every single round that they give up gives the money a little bit more into the favor of the attackers. It means that you have to eco, which makes the rounds easier, and before you know it, it's tied back up, and Pink Dogs have already done it once. Why can't they do it again?
Yeah, and so something that I think we've been seeing here is sort of the weakness of KJ on Lotus, specifically as a defender. KJ is a great sentinel. I'm not saying otherwise, but because Lotus, rotations happen so quickly, like in the first couple of seconds, since KJ needs time to set up her util, it's really at a disadvantage for her to have to rotate off, especially if the attacking team has figured out where KJ is located. And that's what you've actually been seeing is a lot of times Honey's sort of just left by their own on the C site, even though they're attacking A. And for Lotus specifically, it's one of those cases where double sentinel, I wouldn't throw it out of the hand of rocking a double sentinel, using a chamber to be able to be that mobile sentinel rotation and still having the KJ to lock down the site. And so that way, rotations are quick across most of the members here. But you actually see kind of like what I was talking about, the Jets being set up on the C, but this time actually having KJ to back him up.
Heavy presence towards A for Pink Dogs. Farming this orb and pushing straight through. Flash coming out from Calm though is good, but Justin Fly just a little bit better. And they're gonna commit to this A push here. Kevin worked all the way up with the beautiful penetration kill there from Honor. Gonna take it down too. Bringing this back to a 3v3 and all of a sudden a very, very winnable game. Toda good for one onto Drag, but isn't aware that Kevin's behind. But it doesn't even matter. It's Pepper the one who's gonna win it out. And all of a sudden it's Jet versus Jet here. And Kevin winning it out against Honor, make it 12-7 now.
Yeah, despite the heroics of Honor with that nice little collat with the operator, unable to close it out for Team Croissant's Disciples. I'm a little bit surprised in terms of at least the way that Pink Dogs were playing that round, because you saw Justin Fly actually playing the entry for his team, which, as the Astra, you're the smokes. Ideally, you're not the entry. You have the Sky and you have the KO, and they actually both have ultimates, so wouldn't be shocked to see both initiators use their ultimates here and secure themselves another round.
And the Thrifty is great for Croissant's Disciples. 3 quick kills. But brought back to a 2v2 here. Make it a 1v2. Salva, though, making this a 1v1 for a chance to win the whole thing. Boombot gonna come out, do a little bit of exploring, will spot out Pepper, and Pepper gonna be forced to rotate off the angle. Not sure this is the right decision though, because this means Salvo will be able to pick up a rifle if they choose.
Yeah, I was about to say, Salvo wasn't even buying for the rotate. I didn't think they heard the audio cue, but now able to get a Vandal for themselves, and Pepper does have res, so and Sage Wall as well available, so wouldn't be shocked to try to greed for a res here.
Your duty is not over.
Res will come in. But Salvo through the box, taking down Pepper. It's same runner last alive, 100 HP here, and a dream. The flash is the good one, but it's the showstopper from Salvo coming out. Will take down the wall. Same runner down to 66. And it's Salvo around the corner. 3K on the round. It's the Thrifty round that gets Croissant's Disciples over the edge, 13-7.
Good showing for Croissant's Disciples. I don't think Same Runner realized he had ult. I'm not gonna lie, because you could have just popped the ult once you heard the Raze ulti, but I think everyone's terrified when they hear, here comes the party. And you see the rocket sort of just fly by you. So no, I don't really blame him there for that. But yeah, kind of from start to finish, what we saw, despite the fact that Pink Dogs had a little bit of bite in them for the second half, Croissant's Disciples, they dictated the game there.
Indeed, and especially there on that last round, deciding to go full aggression there on that eco and picking up 3 huge kills right off the bat. Definitely the huge part of figuring out how to make that game work in their favor.
Yeah, kind of like what we saw from the first game, right? Both of the Jet players, top of the leaderboards. Your duelist mains are are showing up, so not a shock there. But again, you can also kind of see from the score distribution, like I said, Croissant's Disciples able to dictate, the game from round 1. 4 of the 5 members, in the top 5 of the scoreboard alone.
All right, well, that's going to be the end for game 2. We do have one more game coming up. It's going to be Croissant's Disciples versus I Believe, coming off of their 14-12 overtime victory in game 1 over Pink Dogs. A little bit of a break, though, that they've had to reset, get their mental back on together, and try to come out firing here. And Croissant's Disciples winning of this game. So basically, this is going to be the game to decide who wins Group A here, coming up in just a few minutes. But before we kick it to break, Lubu, thank you so much for casting today. Any last words that you want to say to everybody before you head out?
Yeah, well, first, Kavian, was a blast being able to shoutcast with you. First time being in the analyst role instead of the play-by-play, so a little bit of new experience for me, and also shout out to Brown as well for allowing me to shoutcast as well. But you guys will see me tomorrow because I'm actually shoutcasting again with Kavian for the grand finals for this tournament. So won't see me for the rest of the day, but you won't be without me for too much longer. So. Appreciate it, though, everyone, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right, and before we actually go to our break, we do want to highlight our sponsor for today's tournament, and I guess also tomorrow's tournament. We have Lubu. Would you like to do one more thing before you head out?
Yeah, what's up?
Would you like to send it over to our sponsor?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah, thank you, Kavian, and yeah, we'll see you guys. I'm gonna send it over to our sponsor, and catch you guys for game 3 after.
Thank you, Ultimate Esport, for sponsoring BrownieVAL. Ultimate Esport offers gamers of every age group an open and interactive atmosphere to introduce their inner gamer at reduced rates. And it's located in the beautiful Buena Park, California. Check out Ultimate Esport at ultimate-esport.com for a great esports experience.
Hey everybody, welcome back to BrownieVAL Challengers Day 1 Group A. We are here for the final game. Is going to be a matchup between Croissant's Disciples and I believe um, both teams won their first game and are going to be going into this to decide who's going to be first place and who's going to be second place in their group, moving on to tomorrow's games, which will be big. But before we get into that, I would like to introduce to you my co-caster for this game. It's Mr. Ship Like Boat Vanny himself, who also was playing over on B side, and now has graciously joined us as a caster. Vanny, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. I've been having a good day. This tournament has been a lot of fun for me, and I'm really excited to be a part of it now and help cast these games, or this game.
Well, nice. So to bring you up to speed, I know you were busy playing over on Group B, so you may not have been able to pay attention to Group A so much. In Game 1, we had I Believe versus the Pink Dogs, and I Believe was up 4-0 and 8-4 at two separate times. Pink Dogs ran it all the way back, tied it up. We went to overtime, and then I Believe pushed it through on those last two rounds, winning 14-12. And the second game, Pink Dogs came out kind of flat after losing that overtime game. Did end up trying to run it back a little bit, but ended up also falling 13-7. So as we see it now, Croissant's Disciples and I Believe both at 1 win, meaning that the winner of this game will automatically be the number 1 seed coming out of this group, and the loser of this game will be the second seed coming out of this group. But both of these teams do have their ticket to tomorrow's games punched through. Now, we are going to be playing on Ascent, the basic, the standard. Everybody knows it, everybody loves it or hates it. I personally dislike it in tournaments because it's the map that everybody plays. But Vanny, what are your thoughts on Ascent and how this game should play out?
Yeah, like you said, Ascent, everybody knows it. It's a staple map. Everybody, as soon as they hear they're in a tournament, they just go and practice Ascent. At the end of the day, it just comes down to, which team can work together better, which team knows how to take space and capitalize on their picks, because there's not really much hiding that you can do. There's not taking advantage of, cheeky plays that people haven't seen before. Everything has been done before. Everything has been seen. It's just who can execute them better and make less mistakes.
All right, well, we're getting ready to start things off in just a moment, but real quick, Vanny, before we load into this map, I gotta say, I didn't get the chance to really watch Group B, so real quickly, can you kind of like break down how Group B went over there for us a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So our first game was against Blue Cheese Haters. Funnily enough, both of my games were on Ascent. So this is my third game of Ascent today. But yeah, the first game, it was really close. We played like our mains for my team. So I was on Omen, and then we had a typical double initiator setup. We ended up losing 10-13, but we did our best. We tried to play some plays that we hadn't really practiced before. The other team, Blue Cheese Haters, was really good. They were well versed in the map. They knew where to play. And then the second game that we played, Team Sujesi, we were against 699 yen bento boxes. And that game, my team sort of played a little more loosey-goosey. We chose some picks that we typically aren't on. For example, I'm a controller main and I was playing Sage. But that game was just a lot of fun because we're all pretty close friends, all 10 of us. And, we were just messing around.
All right, well, that's your update on Group B. But for now, we're kicking it back to Group A, we're gonna launch into our next map, Ascent, final game of the day, I believe, versus Croissant's Disciples. Croissant's Disciples starting out here on attack, and I believe starting out here on defense. And as we load into the agent select, some pretty standard picks here, but there's already one that's immediately catching my eye. Vanny, how do you feel about this Phoenix pick?
This team comp by I believe definitely reminds me of way back when Ascent first came out. You know, it definitely reminds me of like episode 1 Ascent when Double Duelist was still the meta. I see Surya is hovering over Sage here, but I do know that Killjoy is a definite favorite pick on Ascent, just because she can lock down the entirety of B lobby and tiles, and she just holds so much space. So I'm definitely curious. These are probably their comfort picks, I imagine. So, you know, as long as they're comfortable on it and they can play well together, then Double Duelist could still work fine.
Now, in the last match, pretty much the same thing was brought up. Croissant's Disciples brought this Killjoy, and Pink Dogs brought a Sage. And it was brought up, you know, maybe Killjoy is a better pick for this map, but we'll have to see later in the game. And the KJ ended up being very, very impactful. So potentially going to see the same thing here. But I think the biggest thing to highlight is going to be this Jet matchup, Honor versus Ketsu. Both of these guys went absolutely crazy during their first games, and so I am expecting to see basically a third head-to-head Jet off, as we've seen in the first 2 games of this group. But real quick, looking at these 2 lineups, how do you expect this game to go? Give me a loose prediction.
Loose prediction? It's hard to say. I do like the Sova and Killjoy picks more over the Fade and Sage. Not to say that, you know, picking Sage is throwing on this map by any means. I picked Sage in my last game and we won. But I prefer the team composition by Croissant's Disciples over here. It seems like they are probably pretty comfortable with those picks. I'm excited to see how they do.
All right, well, leaving a little bit of room for error there, but it's not much. The attack's immediately going on to A, and it's Honor to strike first onto 800 Cherries. That Frenzy doing some absolute work. Blind coming out from the Omen as well, meaning this attack is going to be able to successfully get onto site, especially to the paint shells from Salvo. Take down Ketsu. We are going to get a trade back from Aya and a second coming in from Altiza. But immediately taken back down by Hani. Spike's going to go down, and we're going to be in a 3v2 retake here.
Things slow down a little bit there. I'm not sure I agree with Alteza's re-peeking of Heaven, knowing that they have a Sage alive with the heal on their team. This is definitely going to be a difficult retake for I believe.
Maidhaunt gonna come out trying to get any information, but completely denied as nobody's playing over there. Cam's gonna get the kill on to Aya, and it's gonna be just Surya left alone in this 1v3. Make it a 1v4 with the help from the turret. Calm gonna get the final kill, and 1-0 going the way of the Croissant Disciples.
Yeah, that Sova pick gave them so much info getting onto site. We could see that Ketsu in the middle of that round was just sitting behind Dice, not really being able to do anything, being able to support his team and watch the run out of the smoke.
Another A hit being shown here by Croissant's Disciples. But look at this. Nobody from the defense is on A on the Thrifty. They're deciding to push out of B, opting for the fast retake instead. This hasn't even been spotted out yet. So much time being wasted by the attackers, and this could give Plenty of time for the defense to flank, but now the push out on to site. 4 members there with the KJ trailing behind. Door gonna get shut, which means 800 Cherries is locked off. And Hadi starting things off with the kill on Taketsu. A second going in favor of Croissant's Disciples as Altiza being shut down.
We can see Toda helping up the flank.
Indeed, and just a flurry of kills happening there. And 2-0 flawless round coming in for Croissant's Disciples.
Yeah, team I believe just deciding to go a little B heavy there with a 4-1 split towards B, pushing out, but just not gambling the right site. They did try to do a good job by all 4 flanking, but that Killjoy is just such a strong pick, giving them that info that 2 were flanking, and it's just a gun diff at that point.
Round 3 starting off. Presence once again being shown over on A. The Haunt getting spotted out and shot this time, so at least enough information that there are players leaning over towards this A site. Immediately, Salvo taken down by Ketsu, trying to peek out with the paint shells in hand. And the teamwork coming in, the bait and switch. Ketsu good for a second on the round as well.
Spike down A.
Ketsu getting hungry, looking for more, knows that Spike is down, takes down the KJ turret. Annie, what can you do here? 1v4, Bulldog in hand. 1 player goes high, 1 low. It's Ketsu with the 3K on the round. And as you would expect, I believe winning their buy round here, bringing it to 2-1.
You could see that round, everyone on I believe started with light shields. I mean, great picks from Ketsu over there. Just absolute aim diff. But yeah, that really paid off for them. They all have rifles now. They're all able to afford full shields for this round. This is our first real full buy round. Doing a little default.
And loading in here, round 4. Split this time as 3 players in mid, 2 over here on B. Wall gonna slow down the push a little bit, but it's Honor starting things off onto Altiza.
We see Ketsu working his way up to top mid. Maybe he might catch 2 of them here. Gets 1.
It's getting fired out by Com, but it's Surya over on B, dropping Spike, putting it in a very unfavorable position. It is picked up by Salvo and able to boost out of there, but still a 2v3. Haunt, oh, unfortunately, Com walking into the sightline of the Haunt there, meaning that Surya knows exactly where Com is, but Com getting the better of it. Bringing this back to a 2v3, but it's 800 Cherries from Market getting that kill. Now Salvo left in a 1v2. And Aya going to be able to easily deal with that situation. And this is going to be back to a 2-2.
Yeah, great job by Aya and Teddy to play off of each other, both show presence, and Salvo was just not able to get both of them, just confused and didn't know where to shoot.
And here we see a tech pause as one of the players from Croissant's Disciples here having some issues with FPS, trying to reload this game, get it back together, but 2-2, a good response there, especially on the full buy round for the entire lobby. And what was different about that round than we've seen from the other rounds?
We could see that Croissant's Disciples opted to do a little default, but they weren't aware of Ketsu showing presence and working up out of A main. You know, he was able to get that flank in top mid, get 1, and then after that, you know, Cam was just stuck in mid, allowing Team I believe to get better positions on them. Yeah, it's because of rounds like that that Killjoy is just such an important pick on Ascent. You need to be able to hold down space and be wary that, you know, people could flank from the enemy team.
Indeed. So, looks like Croissant's disciples are wanting to go back over towards A this time. And with the double duelists being here, this could get very aggressive very quickly. So we are going to be able to load back into this though, but what do you think about this? All 5 players backed in a lobby right now.
I mean, this could go really well for either team. The duelists, I'm curious to see if Ketsu and Teddy are going to get a little bit aggressive. In A main, we can see Teddy trying to jiggle peek during the pre-round. It depends if they are able to get that first pick, because as soon as the attackers get a first pick, I feel like they're just going to flood out onto site and take control of A.
All right. Tech pause finished by round over. We're back underway here in round 5. A little bit slower of a pace that we've seen. But utility getting dumped out here by Croissant's disciples, but nobody clears box. Ketsu good for a 3K on the round, but 2 get traded back. We have all 3 players rotating through spawn here. It's Calm hit by the Prowler. Wow, still wins out that gunfight. Altiza, though, getting the trade back, so it's just Cam left 1v2 against Rifles. Not gonna get it done, and that's 3 rounds in a row to, I believe, here on the defense.
Yeah, I thought after getting those picks, they might pick up the rifles that were dropped by Ketsu and Teddy, but they just weren't able to. They were a bit afraid that everyone was going to push onto site and retake a little bit quicker, so they only had the sheriffs, and it was just a gun diff at that point.
Back to a bye round here for Croissant's disciples, but they're starting to play a dangerous game here. If they lose this round, back on the eco, and money firmly in the hands of I believe, and it's once again another A stack. First contact here being made, and it's Ketsu taking down Honor. Flash gonna come out from Teddy as well, but it's Salvo somehow still getting that kill while blinded.
Yeah, we can see Teddy there getting ready to throw a Molly lineup, it looked like, just playing off of sound, but Croissant's disciple is doing a good job to just walk up A and not show any presence until the very last second.
Oh, look at this flank by Syria, and everybody's got their knives out. This could be huge. Spike dropped in spawn. Calm will be able to get the reflag, but that is smokes down for the attackers, and Ketsu tagging up Hani through the wall. Down to 42 HP. But still, Hani winning out that fight against Ketsu, even with such low HP. A beautiful shot. Lockdown finally gonna come in. But enough utility being used to delay this push, and Lockdown destroyed. And look at this aggression here for the defense is punished, but they had good for 2. The showstopper popped. And finally connecting on Salvo, but if Aya doesn't run out of bullets there, that is a huge misplay.
Oh my goodness, what was all of that? That was insane. Insanity just happened in A main. Yeah, I going huge with those 2 picks, and Salvo almost messing up a little bit, you know? So did mess up a little bit, not being able to pull out that showstopper. But just Aya not having enough bullets, not being able to land any shots with the classic, and Salvo getting that showstopper kill at the end. Wow, what a round.
Tied back up at 3, but both teams feeling the damage. Ketsu being forced onto the Blade Storm here, and meanwhile Honor having to get a judge. Does also have that Blade Storm available, but look at all of this space that Ketsu has taken all the way up through mid. I'm pretty sure that dash got heard in midsection, but nobody keen on trying to peek out against this Blade Storm right yet.
Yeah, team I believe just doing a great job of having a bit of aggression, even though they're on defense, taking map control. They basically know that the entire team of Croissant's Disciples is stuck inside B main right now.
Oh, and Honor pushing up into the Brimstone smoke with the Judge will punish the Phoenix ult, but not a body for it. Hetsu, though, good with the Blade Storm plus Ghost combination, taking down Toda, and it's Teddy good for 2 more. It's Calm left all alone, will get 1, but Teddy good for the 3K on the round. And this is just an absolute slugfest so far. Round for round, these two teams are going at each other.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Team I Believe changing it up a little bit. You know, in the past few rounds, they've been running Ketsu and Teddy on A, Surya alone defending on B, and then the Controller and Fade on mid. But Teddy deciding to play B there and Ketsu getting a little aggressive in mid did pay off for them. I'd like to see Croissant's Disciples just taking a little bit more space, gathering some more info before they execute on a site.
Hunt destroyed, but not before picking up 1 player. They should be aware that there's at least a little bit of presence here on top. Cat and Aya good to punish it. Honor taken down. That's Blade Storm done for the round as well. We do get a trade back by Calm, though. And look at all of this space Annie has worked into so far. Spots out the gun, trying to line up the shot, but misses. And it's Teddy with that kill. Unfortunate timing for the KJ, but Toda gonna be able to finish that off with the Marshall body shot. Bringing this back to a 3v3.
Aya being hurt over here.
Where are you?
Spotted out by Toda.
So the dart immediately shot, but Aya still persisting here.
30 seconds left.
A lot of damage done, but they cannot get Aya away from this spot. But now Spike being funneled over towards A.
20 seconds left. Team, I believe, hears the Sova drone on A, so they know they have to execute there.
Oh, Ketsu just missing the timing on the Omen, who was by glass, meaning reload is going to have to happen, and door is going to be able to be dropped. Syria, though, getting the revive on to Teddy, bringing this back to a 4v3. This could have huge implications here for the second half of this round. McCom just going back to try to play off of this ultimate.
Last player standing.
Oh, and they're just gonna push this. Oh, a nice shot onto Teddy, but it's Ketsu once again up top. The second time that we've seen that so far this game. 5-3 now. And I believe just putting in absolute work there to bring it back.
Croissant's Disciples doing a good job that round to take site and get the plant down, you know, secure that 300 credits for their buy for the next round. And I like seeing the discipline by Team I Believe there. You know, we saw Ketsu in tree as the plant was going down, and I was curious if he was going to step out of that smoke and kill the planter to try to just win the round right there. But they knew that they had that Sage revive, that resurrect, and they opted to play off site and have a 4v3 retake instead. Great round by I Believe.
Oh, Salvo punishing Ketsu through the wall there. Some early aggression punished, and that's the jet off the board. And now this entire team, minus the KJ, pushes on to A. Spike going to be able to plant. 5v4 retake going to have to happen, but Surya somehow winning that out in mid. The battle of spray going in favor of the defense, but look at this, Teddy not clearing Honor. Honor able to take down that ultimate, delay just a little bit more of the push. And Salvo, good for 1 to actually finish off Teddy.
Last player standing.
And the kills going the ways of the attackers there towards the end. And Croissant's Disciples answering back immediately, back to a 1-round difference.
Yeah, that's kind of the issue with playing a little bit aggressive in A main. You know, once the attacker team gets that pick, they just flood out onto site and are able to take it. And if they have a good post-plant strategy, which, you know, it seemed like Croissant's disciples did, they were able to trade efficiently off of each other. Yeah, once they get set up in that post-plant strategy, it's just incredibly hard to retake site.
Wall put up, immediately broken partially here by Croissant's disciples. And now the rest of the wall is going to fall. But would they clear Syria? No, but Syria swings out early. Honor punishing the attempt to escape there by the Sage.
Here.
Yeah, a bit of panic there by Syria. I'm not sure if they would have checked her, but I think she could have gotten at least 1 or 2. She just stayed tucked.
Now push on it to be a beautiful shot by Teddy, taking down Toda.
Last player standing.
Oh, but the kills so much better in the hands of Croissant's disciples. 2 players get dropped, but it's a 3K on the round for Honor, and we're finally back to a tie game.
Yeah, I like seeing that aggression as the attacker team is funneling out into site. We could see that Teddy got a pick there onto Toda, but ended up backing up into market again. You know, if I'm curious if they continued with that aggression as the attacker team is taking site, if they would be able to win that round.
Oh, and unfortunately, we do have a disconnect here from Honor, but because the round has started, we have to continue. Going to be playing down a player here for at least round number 11. Or V5, can they get it done against the Eco?
Swarm grenade out. Placing a swarm grenade. Swarm grenade up.
Well, and Teddy gonna make it now a 5v3, taking down Hanny. Shots coming out from Ketsu behind Generator, but nothing being found into the smoke.
Team, I believe, opting to use that Fade ultimate a little bit early to get that info and find out that all of them are stuck in A main.
And things slowing down here for Croissant's disciples. Not really sure how to handle the situation. And it is
30
unfortunate,
seconds left.
but you do have to at least try to fight on. The location of Teddy is spotted out here in mid, but still able to swing out and get Toda.
Last player
Syria
standing.
good also
Spike
from
down
Cubby
mid.
as well.
10
And the
seconds
last
left.
alive is Honor here, trapped in A main.
Yeah, it's a good time for Team, I believe, to go and grab rifles. We see Syria coming just inches from seeing Honor, but not being
Last
able to
round
find him.
before the switch.
And last round in the half, we are going to have another tech pause, this time for Honor. Timeout coming in as well. So some crazy stuff happening, and just as we brought it back to a tie game, unfortunately, Honor powered DCing, meaning that we give that round back basically to, I believe, but aside from the 3 rounds in a row that I believe ran off towards the beginning of this game, this match has been very, very close so far.
Indeed, it has. Seeing good plays from both teams, and it could still be anyone's game.
And the real question is 6-5, 7-5, 6-6. However you end up winning this last round, however this last round goes, I should say, If you swap on to defense and you get this KJ on the defensive side, how does that switch things up in favor of Croissant's disciples going into the second half?
You know, I was just about to say, having that Killjoy on defense is so strong. Essentially, they can just lock up any site. You know, typically we see Killjoy set up on B. Um, so B site, you know, if Hani decides to set up there, will be a really difficult fortress to take.
Oh,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. You know any
So,
jokes?
I don't know any jokes, but what I do know is we can take this opportunity to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Ultimate Esport.
Thank you, Ultimate Esport, for sponsoring BrownieVAL. Ultimate Esport offers gamers of every age group an open and interactive atmosphere to introduce their inner gamer at reduced rates. And it's located in the beautiful Buena Park, California. Check out Ultimate Esport at ultimate-esport.com for a great esports experience.
I love that the sponsor is Ultimate Esport. I haven't been there exactly, but I've been in that plaza where it's located, and there's a really good Korean restaurant there. And I have a few friends who have been to Ultimate Esport as well.
Nice. Well,
Fun
really
place.
quickly, while we still have a little bit of time, I kind of want to preview some of these upcoming changes that are coming to the Valorant meta with the next patch, the stuff that's currently live in PBE. We won't hit on everything, but some of the highlights, I think the two biggest ones being the huge nerf to the Shorty, as well as some nerfs to Viper. So for the Shorty to start out price adjusted from $150 to $300, and the damage after the fall off being nerfed greatly. So pretty much like Shorty getting huge nerfs overall, and a lot of people kind of get it as it's really cheap. We're gonna have this as our automatic secondary weapon, but now you're gonna have to do a little bit more thinking about doing that, right?
Yeah, I going from 150 to 300 credits is definitely going to affect some gameplay. I feel like maybe it was so cheap just because it was a good. Well, nobody really used it for pistol round. I feel like the shorty is mostly used on save rounds, trying to get cheeky picks, sitting in corners, and things like that in the middle of a game. So I feel like it might still be used, but I actually do welcome these changes. I think that the shorty is a little bit too powerful right now as it is. Um, the clip size or mag size being reduced from 10 bullets to, I believe, 6 bullets is also a pretty big change.
Nice. And then the other thing to talk about Viper, there's been this double controller meta that's been happening pretty much since probably halfway through, if not right at the beginning of kind of like the VCT season that just happened. A lot of teams figuring out this double controller meta working really, really well. But Viper being a huge part of that, being able to have her wall be able to kind of like hold down one site pretty much by themselves. But now she is going to have to basically wait longer to get her wall back up. So you can't just carelessly pop the wall. They've reduced the general time for her to get her wall back from 5% per second to 3.3% per second, which in turn makes, if you run completely out of fuel, you now have to wait for 30 seconds to get your wall back. And how much do you think this impacts the double controller meta moving forward?
Honestly, I think that Viper is still going to be used. I think that just having the ability to put up her wall at her leisure is still a very powerful tool, especially with teams now being are figuring out how to use Harbor more effectively too. You know, that Harbor Viper double controller meta, or on Bind we see Viper and Brim, is just so strong. Viper is just, you know, really good at lurking, at controlling areas and denying information from the enemy team, that even with these nerfs, I feel like she's still going to be used.
And last but not least, let's talk about our boy Chamber potentially finally coming back into the meta here. The trademark, the range is getting increased now from 4,000 to 5,000. I assume that that's meters. I'm not really sure
Yeah, I believe that's
what
meters.
measurement that's used in. And the trap arm speed also being decreased to 25, meaning that basically halved the time that it took for that trap arm speed to come out. Also, the rendezvous. So previously, when he teleported, there was a slowed time for him to get his weapons ready, right? Well, now he's going to instantly be ready to shoot again once he comes out of his teleport. And finally, the tour de force, the firing rate getting increased by 15%. I'm not sure how much the initial nerf to that was, but that should be putting it right back up to the point where it was before the original nerf. So basically, they've reverted like a couple of the quote unquote nerfs that they gave him. The very first iteration of nerfs that they gave, and Chamber potentially going to be seeing play again now. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Chamber is definitely going to be seen more. The main change from the first set of nerfs, I feel, was having the rendezvous be one teleporter point instead of two, so we couldn't see Chambers playing on one site, like on A site, and then teleporting over to B site the next second. But after his nerfs, you know, with that single rendezvous, the fire rate changes, the changes to the accuracy fall off as he spams his headhunter. Picking Chamber these last 2 months was almost a little bit of a throw, you know, compared to a different Sentinel like Killjoy, for example. But now, yeah, with these buffs, I can definitely see Chamber coming back into the meta, especially with so many people having put so many hours into Chamber when he was, for lack of a better word, a bit broken.
And very last thing, of course, we can't forget about it. Pearl finally be taken out of the map rotation for an update. A lot of people hate Pearl. They don't like it, especially because of the double controller meta. So, you know, nice to see that Valorant's listening and deciding that they're going to get things figured out there, do their updates, and then put it back into the rotation. But for now, while we wait for this tech pause to be figured out, sorted out, we are going to go to a quick delay. I'm sorry, a quick break. And we will be bringing back BrownieVAL as soon as we get everything sorted out on the players' end. So stick around, folks, get some water, get some snacks, and we'll be back in a minute. All right, our apologies for the delay, but we are ready to get back into it. Our player has been able to get everything sorted out and ready to go. We did the admin ruling was that the player did DC before the round, so we have rolled it back to 5-5. So fortunately for Croissant's disciples, able to get second life here, second shot at going up against this thrifty round that I believe are going to have to deal with. And now with it being a 5-on-5, potentially this swings us back into Croissant's disciples' favor, having to go with better rifles up against the thrifty.
Yeah, we can see Croissant's disciples here doing a standard A setup with their Killjoy lurking in B lobby. A team, I believe, running a 2-2-1 setup on favoring A and mid.
You can see all 4 guns looking up into the sky to shoot that haunt. But Hani's starting things off onto Syria over in B, at least getting rid of that player trying to push out aggressively. An Honor good for 2 here.
1 enemy remaining.
Picking up right where they left off before the DC happened. And now all of a sudden it's just somehow Teddy left alone in the 1v4. Will be able to pick up a rifle, so potentially still winnable here, but going to have to go up against 3 players on site and Sova playing off site potentially for the shock dart lineups.
And knowing exactly where Teddy is, this is going to be an incredibly difficult retake.
Embarrassing.
But still, good for 1 and beautifully using the timing of that Omen smoke there to get the drop on both the Boombot and the Raze. But it's not enough as Calm gets that final kill, bringing it to a 6-5 now. Croissants take the lead after getting that round back.
A very valiant effort by Teddy there, doing well to isolate fights and get 1 in almost the second, but just unable to win that 1v4 retake. We could see Honor coming back and showing his presence right away, getting 2 picks and entering for his team onto that A site.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those moments where you're like, oh, I feel really bad that I just DC'd. I need to immediately make my presence known, and that's exactly what Honor was able to do. But 2 players showing presence over here on A as the spike being ferried over towards B. It's Honor, Bladestorm, and a rifle in hand. Lockdown gonna be used as well just to try to continue to sell this hit as Syria peeks out and is taken down by Honor. Door to market gonna get shot, but Altiza peeking out through the door, able to catch Honor unawares, bring this back to a 4v4. Door also shot down immediately, meaning this defense able to push right through. Teddy spotting out the players are coming from B main with this ultimate, but not able to do anything with it. Couple kills going in favor of Croissant's disciples here. Oh, and Teddy just so aware of the presence of Toda, but Toda somehow still winning it out. 2 kills coming in for, I believe, though, and it's Salvo left last alive here. I'm winning it out, getting the shot onto Aya. It's 7-5. Croissant's disciples looking so clean coming out of that tech pause.
Yeah, that fake towards A with the Killjoy lockdown just worked so well. I was going to say that I believe is doing a good job of being unfazed by the presence shown A main until they dropped down that Killjoy lockdown, and then we could see that Surya, just ran with a knife out into garage, and Teddy rotating over through CT towards A site, leaving B site completely free for Croissant's disciples.
And as we flip at the half, I believe you're opting to go for this fast B hit, but they're going to be greeted by the paint shells of Salvo. Beautifully thrown, cutting off the jet, but Ketsu still pushing through, getting that kill on to Salvo, opening up the door. for the team to be able to come on to B, but it's Cam. Tom good for 2 here from playing behind stairs area. Aya will trade 1 back, and Syria good for 1 as well. But Toda, the response, down to a 2v2. It's Honor and Toda.
Last player
Both of
standing.
these players in lane. Honor gonna kill Aya, which means it's just Ketsu left alive. Honor gonna spawn it out with the updraft, but isolating the 1v1, giving Ketsu a free kill. Oh, what a flick by Ketsu. 3K on the round, and I believe immediately come roaring back on pistols.
Yeah, so much chaos happened in the middle of that round. We could see that instead of opting to play a full retake, Croissant's Disciples chose instead to just fight as the team, I believe, was running out into sight. Alteza getting a good few picks and then just getting traded out, leaving a 2v2, and Ketsu just hitting his shots.
Standing ahead.
And once again, leaning towards B, but opting here to send Spike through mid.
Out of charges.
Cloudbursts here gonna come out from Ketsu, just trying to isolate some fights. Nothing being found though, and finally dash into market, able to get the kill on to Salvo. Hani though trading 1 back over by Catwalk. And Ketsu here on an island all alone in market.
A little bit afraid of... Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, here's those footsteps in CT, but nothing getting pushed up yet.
Yeah, Ketsu afraid of, you know, anyone running out of that market smoke, not knowing that there's no one on B site.
Flash coming out here by Teddy, able to claim 1.
Standing.
But a beautiful right click from Calm. Bringing this back to a 1v2. Honor though, Spectre in hand, able to try to bring this back.
Smoke's down.
Plenty of HP left in the tank, and both of these players playing near market. But it's Alteza landing the shots, and all of a sudden, we're tied once again, 7-7.
Ketsu doing a great job for his team, just dashing in everywhere and getting that opening pick onto Salvo, both pistol round and that buy round. But we do know that the enemy team, Croissant's Disciples, is on a full buy this round, so we'll see what I believe can do.
Turn out.
Well, they probably say, I believe that we can win.
Probably.
Presence shown over here towards B again. And it's interesting how these two teams are differing in strategy. We have, I believe, who are putting so much commitment to this B presence, but Croissant's Disciples were favoring A so much every single round.
I have the spike.
But do you think one of these sites is easier to attack than the other one?
We do see that Croissant's Disciples has opted to move their Killjoy over towards market and play a more B-heavy strategy. Toda doing a good job to get that first opening pick and then see if he backs up in time. Just gets out of there.
Aggression from Ketsu onto Cat, but door will be able to be closed by Toda, at least sealing it off for now, meaning the hit's going to continue back through market. Killjoy utility going to do a lot of damage, and it's Salvo claiming the life of Alteza. The double swing here, Ketsu able to get 1 back onto Salvo, but still only 2 players remaining. Very low HP though for Hani. And the spam through is going to be good by Syria. Bringing this back to a 3v2, but still only Spectres in hand. This close quarters fight, if Honor gets too aggressive, could go disastrous.
Last player standing.
But it's Honor winning it out. Syria taking down the trade. And Syria just going to be locked over here in mid. Toda, though, swinging out, gets that final kill. 8-7, an expensive round for Croissant's Disciples, but they get the win.
Yeah, very expensive for Croissant's Disciples team, I believe, being stuck, but doing a good job to get rifles out of the hands of the defending team. Now, we see that Team's Croissant Disciples economy is a little bit messed up. Still being able to afford 3 rifles, 4 of the members holding those heavy shields.
And a full buy for, I believe, this time the round going over towards A initially. Honor here playing in this very powerful position behind Dice. This is one of my favorite spots to play as a Jet, being able to hold down sight from an angle where you could dash out. It counts a lot of chaos. And that dash immediately getting popped, but it's Aya getting that kill on into Honor. Rez gonna come out from Syria as well, meaning Spike is recovered. Wall gonna go up. And we're going to be looking at a 3v4 retake. Kills coming back and forth, and when it ends, it's Calm left last alone here. A player in Jin and a player in Hell to deal with. The crossfire should be good here. And it should be, I believe's round to win. And there you go, as the drop happens, Syria crosshair at the perfect spot. And once again, tied at 8.
Yeah, that was a hectic round. We can see that Croissant's Disciples economy now is completely out of whack. They have to have save on this round. And Team I Believe just doing a good job to retake that last round. Or sorry, retake, hold down that last round.
Get out of my way.
Joke's over! You're dead!
Prowler and Paint Shells have a little bit of a greeting there at the beginning. Honor having to use the Blade Storm to take down the ult, but then still gets the second kill on Taketsu. Some great work with the Blade Storm here, forcing the rotation out of the attackers. They're going to have to go through mid. KJ Tart's gonna spot it out, but Altiza, the spray transfer from the bot onto Hani is beautiful.
Yeah, Honor and Toto already making their way onto A, being ready for this mid aggression, slowing down the push of Team I Believe.
Teddy causing a big disturbance over on B with that lurk play. But a couple more kills coming out here, bringing this back to a 2v2. Teddy spotted out in mid. And Calm dropping Spike. It's a thrifty round for the defense. Croissant's Disciples answer back in a huge way.
Yeah, Honor doing a great job with those jet knives to get the opening pick onto Teddy's ultimate, and then also getting the second kill onto Ketsu, completely stopping Team I Believe's push onto B, forcing them to rotate, and then Toda and Honor doing a great job to rotate quickly, be ready for that mid aggression, and hold down A.
Early paint shells being used once again to try to slow down some immediate aggression. Prowler not being far enough to clear Salvo, so they're going to have to face check it if they decide to push out onto site.
Some utility being traded out early in Garage.
Oh, the Fade ult good enough to spot Salvo there, but unable to swing for some reason, and the showstopper good enough. 4K on the round for Salvo playing in the cubby.
A little bit scary from Salvo's perspective, holding that boombot as people are running out onto site, but he does a great job to swap to his rifle, get 2 picks, and then throw those paint shells and get the last 2. What a round by Salvo.
Yeah. The showstopper not getting the job done, but doing just enough damage that the paint shells can finish off the trick. And this, I believe, is the first 2-round lead that we have seen for Croissant's Disciples since the opening 2 rounds of the game. hit here, leaning towards a mid-split coming out from Teddy and Aya. Honor here holding this from tree. Prowler gonna spot it out though. Flash does end up missing because of it. But it's Ketsu starting things off on main site, taking down Calm. And a second up by Window. Toda gonna get the kill, but the gun spotted out by Teddy. An easy kill for the Phoenix, playing in tree still. Last two players alive for Croissant's Disciples, playing from Window, but Salvo able to win it out off the bait and switch.
Marked one.
Teddy with that one remaining
Lockdown.
flash, opting not to use it, instead taking on that 1v2.
Lockdown destroyed by the Brim ultimate, but Salvo still swinging through, gets the kill onto Aya. Hani, good for another one. It's Syria last alive. Paint Shell's gonna force Syria off, and they're gonna have to pretty much peek it, but the timing is good enough. 0.2 seconds. Send Croissants to the round win.
Surya so close with that jump spot, but Salvo just with that insane reaction time, getting off the spike, getting it exactly to half, and then getting that kill with that 0.2 second defuse. Wow, what a round.
And unfortunately there for Syria, just a little bit too far on the jump spot, but based off where the spike was planted, kind of had to go out a little bit more than you would have wanted to. And 11-8, it's Croissant's Disciples have looked so good since that tech pause.
Joke's over. You're dead.
But an aggressive hit on to B here, as Hani taken down through the smoke, giving up sight to, I believe, but Toda here on the flank.
Spike planted.
Should get a free kill on Teddy, and does. Lefties are playing in the off angle, but Toda still good for a second on the round. Last three players retreat to site. Spam through the wall, and flash coming out from Toda as well. But a lot of time being wasted here. Hunter's Fury coming out as well. Salvo through the wall takes down Aya. Ketsu and Syria left last alive. Now it's just Syria. Gets one kill, but Calm on time, swinging out here. And we're gonna go 12-8. It's going to be match point for Croissant's Disciples.
Yeah, so much utility being traded out there for that retake. But good job by Syria to get one. Unfortunately, she could not get that last kill onto Calm, and netting the win for Croissant's Disciples.
And timeout here being called by, I believe, 4 rounds left that they're going to have to run it back. And it's difficult because since the tech pause, Croissant's Disciples have looked so good here going into the second half of this game, but I believe also can cook. Like, we can't say that they're not good at this game. So if you're I believe, what do you do here at least one round at a time to try to start swinging this back in your favor?
They've been doing a good job to get out onto site. I think they just need to work on their post-plant strategy a little bit. They've been able to get the bomb down. It's just, you know, when it's like a 3v3 or a 3v4 on site, they are unable to just kill all of the retakers. Maybe they could start working in a few cheeky angles here and there, trying to get a little bit more aggressive instead of just kind of being complacent on site after planting the bomb down. We do see that team. Sorry, we do see that team, I believe, is on a little bit of an eco here, forcing out 3 rifles, a Guardian, and a Bulldog, but with 4 members on those light shields.
Indeed, and match point here for Croissant's Disciples as Salvo starts things off on to Teddy. Pain Shell gonna come out as well to deter any more aggression from mid. Some good chip damage done to Ketsu, but it doesn't matter. Ketsu still gets the kill onto Honor, coming up through tree, but Toda from Top Cat. Good for 2. And now the defense comes flooding in. The trades are coming out in full force. Tota 3K on the round. All of a sudden, it's Altiza left last alive. But not enough. Croissant's Disciples go on an absolute tear, winning the last 5 rounds in 6 out of 7, making this a 13-8 victory for Croissant's Disciples.
Yeah, Croissant's Disciples doing a great job. We could see Tota taking space that last round. Salvo with that opening pick, just doing so much for his team. And team, I believe, just could not believe hard enough.
And the good news, though, for I believe, for those of you who are just joining us, this was merely a battle for seeding for tomorrow's games. And we have the Croissant's Disciples are going to take that first place on Group A, and I believe will be second place in Group A. And we will have those lineups for you a little bit later in the day, as we're going to try to figure out a couple of things, how Group B ended, how Group A finally ends. But for those of you who have been here with us, thank you so much. Vanny, any last things that you want to say before you head out?
I just want to thank all the teams for playing. Everyone did a great job today. Everyone gave it their all, and we got to see some great games, some really close games, close rounds. Just thanks to everyone participating and to everyone watching.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you for casting. It's always a pleasure to cast with you. And myself, of course, thanks to all the teams playing. Thanks to Brown, of course, for putting in so much effort, as well as the rest of the Kazoku team, trying to put all of this together. And of course, thanks to everybody in chat, because without viewers, there would be no reason for us to be here doing all of this for you. And before we head out of here, we would like to give a special shout out, of course, once again to Kazoku, and we're going to get some words from them. Thanks for hosting Group B for the BrownieVAL Challengers, and here's a little bit more about Kazoku.
Thank you to Kazoku for helping out BrownieVAL in the round robin phase. Kazoku is an organization that thrives in the nurturing of content creators, regardless of background, to express their differences, aiding them in achieving their goals, and leading them towards greatness. Follow Kazoku on Twitter at Kazo_team.
All right, thank you to Kazoku for hosting Group B. Looked like a lot of fun matches over there, and thank you to everyone that helped out with Group A today. We had some pretty fun games that we saw between the Pink Dogs, I believe, and Croissant's Disciples, and I'm sure you all are wondering what the round robin results are for both groups, and here they are. So now that all the scores are in, we see in both groups that we don't even need to do any tiebreakers. It's straight up how many wins you had. And in Group A, we had Croissant's Disciples after winning that last game on Ascent 13-8. They go 2-0, and they are the #1 seed in the group standings for Group A. I believe with that loss, drops to 1-1, but they're in second. The Pink Dogs unfortunately eliminated here, but they played their heart out. You saw in that first game today, 14-12. Could have gone either way. I mean, with this format, in the best of one, you only play 2 games. You gotta try to get as many rounds as possible, and it ended up working out for at least for I believe in that scenario. So, you know, thank you to all those teams there. Looking at Group B, it looked exciting. 13-11, Blue Cheese Haters over Sajesi. And then the bounce back for that team, the face off against the 6.99 yen bento boxes, 13-9. And then we had that fantastic last game. We were getting pretty close there, but the Blue Cheese Haters were able to come out on top and take the 2-0 lead on the Group B standings. That's good enough for first. And Sajesi drops to 1-1, but that's good enough for second. The 6.99 yen bento boxes unable to squeeze through there, but it looked like they had some wonderful games. It could have gone either way, and that's the beauty of BrownieVAL, taking on the challenge to fight against all odds and just do their best, and I hope it was enjoyable for everyone. Okay, so we don't have a scene for this, but basically you take the first seed from Group A and put them against the second seed on Group B, and then the first seed of Group B versus the second seed of Group A. Those will be the matchups tomorrow. Check out our Discord and our Twitter for more information on when those games will take place, but the games will start at 3 p.m. Pacific on twitch.tv/BrownieVAL. That's this channel right here, so you don't want to miss it out tomorrow. Okay, let's go back to My Little Happy Turtle, and I want to thank everyone that's helped out today. First of all, for Group A, thank you to Hanny, aka Cypher, Baby Girl, Top Tier Observer. Thank our commentators for today. We just heard Kavian and Vanny. We had Rain and Lubu a little earlier. My admins, Muni, Sophie Zell, Midnight Risen, wonderful admins for BrownieVAL. Really, really instrumental to making sure things went smoothly on the back end. Thank you to Ice and Velreal on Group B. They did a very wonderful job with the production over there. Zobi and Goose on the commentary with Polar on the cameras. Janet, a wonderful an event coordinator for Kazoku to help make that group go smoothly in the chat. Syria, it was the voice behind all of those advertisements that you heard, and I'm sure she had a really wonderful time reading those lines. So thank you, Syria. Speaking of which, thank you to the sponsors, Community Gaming and Ultimate Esport, for helping sponsor the prize pool, which we'll give away tomorrow, the first and second. And I'm pretty sure that covers everyone. We can't forget about the players. I mean, everyone that played today, it's not possible without them. 6 teams this time. That's a world record for BrownieVAL. We've only had a 2-team event, a 4-team event, and now a 6-team event. We're climbing the ladder. We're going to get to 8 teams one day, I think. But 6 is a nice, comfortable number, and it seemed that everyone else had a lot of fun. So for all of us here at BrownieVAL, thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific. In the meantime, so long.